3, 2, 1. Hi. Hopefully this doesn't sound bad. I'm really hoping. I'm gonna like literally backflip off a building. But hello everyone. Welcome to the stream.
Hello.
This is the first stream of June. So it's been a while. So Jas, as always, I want to ask, what have you been up to? What are the things you've been doing?
Wait, has it started for real? Okay.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's a little bit lagged. Okay. We're lagged. Yeah.
Okay. I was like, I haven't seen anything. Okay. Let me mute this because like I'm hearing you say hi.
Oh, does it sound good?
Oh yeah, you sound fine.
Okay, cool. Okay.
But it was very loud because I had it full volume. I was like, oh.
I'm so insecure about audio. Okay, yes. How have you been going? How have you been doing? Also, hello everybody in the chat.
Hello. I don't even know. I've been doing puzzles, which is so sad.
You like puzzles though. You found them fun.
I know, but like I feel like when you say that's your like you have a hobby of doing puzzles, people are probably like
they're like you're 50.
Okay, yeah, basically. Like I did a 1,000-piece puzzle like for the past month, I think, and then now I'm doing a 2,000-piece one. Wow. And I'm almost done. So that's good.
I mean, the thing is, I can definitely see how they're appealing because I definitely like almost picked up a couple puzzles because it's just like it's like any type of like it's like Sudoku. It's like any type of game where you kind of just have to grind it out. Like it takes a lot of concentration, but it's not too difficult. Like I feel like puzzles are fun.
Yeah.
Anything else you're up to? Any changes now that COVID is like? I don't even know what she's doing, or in terms of like I don't know the U.S.'s response. I don't know what she. Like what's going on there, but it seems like everyone any major changes in relation to like COVID relief or whatever. Not really.
Nah, I mean less people are wearing masks. I went bowling. I was doing like a league with my friend, and like no one was wearing masks. It was very weird. I was like, okay, I get we're in a league, but like
put that shit back on.
Like all of you are vaccinated. That's interesting. I didn't know that.
See,
but it's like whatever.
That's the thing because I went to the mall a couple days ago, and like you know it was the same thing. Like ever since Mr. or Fauci sama and like the CDC were like, girl, you don't need a mask. Everyone is like, all right, and I'm just like, especially where I live because I know a lot of people would be the type of people to like even pre-vaccine. Like pandemic relief or whatever, they would be fighting people to like have their masks on even though you know it was mandated to have it on. So I'm definitely like looking around when I see people without masks. I'm like, did y'all really get vaccinated or are you just like playing games out here in these mall streets? But yeah, I think that's like what makes me the most uncomfortable, that I just don't trust people. I don't trust people in this country, to be honest about it.
Yeah.
And in general, I'm just not comfortable with it. Like, even, like, I feel like it's gonna be a cute year and a half at least, like, post, like, max vaccination or high vaccination rate before I start, like, walk. Because, first of all, some people, like, masks are nice, like, I feel like, in general. Because I feel like it's, you know, some people just, like, if somebody's just sick, like, corona or not, it's nice to have a mask. Like again, we don't like it's not mandated to vaccinate, so like I really don't know who's walking around vaccinated and who's not vaccinated. And also I think I look cuter from here up, so it's been helping me. I feel about myself. Honestly, before I moved, like when I would like ride the bus, I would get hit on a lot, like after we started wearing masks. And I'm like, okay, are people just really horny or like really thirsty because of like, you know, quarantine, or do I just look better with like let me try to incorporate that into my everyday look. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like I don't know how y'all doing. Ratchet Fluff says, did a couple puzzles last year during quarantine. See, you're in good company with this puzzle. That's good. This puzzle mood. Andre said, hey Andre. Says, girl, I did a Star Wars puzzle over quarantine. Be proud of that.
Oh, I have so many Star Wars ones.
When you finish a puzzle, do you like, what do you do with it?
I glue it.
I
glue it and then I store it somewhere. One day I kind of want to like whenever I get a house, I kind of want to like put them on the wall as like a little, like I guess kind of like wallpaper.
That would be cool. Like cover a whole wall with them.
Yeah, but yeah, I don't own a house, so I just have a whole bunch just sitting underneath the bed right now. So
I think it could be cool to like frame them, like frame.
Oh
them.
yeah, I was doing that for a bit, but then I was like, I wasn't hanging them anyway, so
frame them and put them on a bed. You're like, at least they're in the frame now.
I was like, I don't know where I'm gonna put this, so I'm just gonna store that away.
Yeah. But no, I wish I had like a hobby like that. Like I like those kind of peaceful hobbies where it's not like obviously like there's some like effort in there, you know, you have to find the pieces and stuff, but it's also very calming. Like it's not like you're playing like an intense video game or like going out and like, you know, biking or something. It's something you can do with music in the background or like watching a TV show or something. Like I need a hobby like that. I tried to do knitting. Hey Andy.
Puzzles.
I feel like I'd be like, okay, I'm a puzzle girl for like 2 weeks, and then I'd be like, okay, get these puzzles out. Like I'd buy like 10 puzzles, like I'm gonna master them all, but then I'm just gonna throw them in the trash can because
that's like me when I tried to paint. I was like, I'm gonna get all this painting stuff. I'm gonna learn how to oil paint.
That one picture you did though was so bomb of the girl.
The amount of stress that gave me, I was not peaceful. I was like, I don't know what I'm doing, and I don't like when I don't know what I'm doing. So then I just like, I was just panicking the whole time, and I never even finished it.
Yeah,
so
you did it?
Like it was like a lot of it was done, but I was like, I want to put a body on the girl, and then I just never went back. I was like, this is it.
Well, it looked good. Like as much as you did it, I feel like it looked really, really good. But I definitely see what you're saying. Like. About like not knowing where it's going. That's how I always feel when like I make a cosplay, like I'm making cosplay and I don't have like a pattern. So if you guys don't sew, like when you make like if you want to make an article of clothing, you can do it by scratch if you're like good and you can like take measurements and do it based off that. But like a lot of people just use pre-existing patterns, which essentially just shows you like what pieces you'll need to make something, and then it will show you like how you adjust for size depending on the person. But with cosplay, like, you know, these crazy ass anime characters be wearing the most wildest things, so you always can't like use like a, you know, a regular like blazer pattern or something like that to copy off. You have to go offhand. So sometimes I'm just like, I'm literally sure, because I'm also messy where I won't buy like extra fabric just in case I mess up. I'm like, no, I gotta do this in one shot. And so like I'm like, oh my god, if I mess this up, I have zero fabric to like redo it with, so good luck. But yeah. Hey Josie, welcome to the stream. So yeah, today we have a lot to talk about. I made sure to put the highlights in the title, but I think what I want to get started off with is the EXO comeback, because as the premier XOL on YouTube, it's our duty to hype up our boys. So as you guys know, EXO recently came back. It was on Monday, right?
Yeah. Monday morning.
EXO this Monday came back with a new mini album and with a new single and music video. Is it Don't Fight the Feeling or Keep Fight the Feeling? Forget. I
keep saying Can't Stop the Feeling, and I think it's because of freaking wasn't it Justin Timberlake, and I think it's Don't Fight the Feeling.
Don't Fight the Feeling. I know because when we first talked about it, I accidentally said the Justin Timberlake title and you corrected me, and now I don't know which one's which. I just keep switching. I
like literally was like I was telling Alexa to play it, and it was like Can't Stop the Feeling by EXO, and like she was like, the fight you talking about, girl? What?
She was like, fake stan, I'm telling Twitter on you. But yeah, so that song came out. Is that also the name of the music video? I mean the single.
The music. I think the album. I think it is.
Oh, okay. Hold on. Let me look it up. Me acting like I don't have Google. EXO.
Yeah, it's Don't Fight the Feeling.
Okay, Don't Fight the Feeling. All right. So this was an interesting comeback for many reasons. We have this is the first Schumann and Dio comeback.
Yeah.
Okay. So they had been in the army. They're coming back.
And Lay, I guess.
Yeah, Lay. That was another big thing. Lay, we saw that during the teasers. He got a teaser. A lot of people were excited, but they're like, okay, is this going to be like a Don't Mess Up My Temple thing where he just looks smoldering at the camera and then pieces out?
That was so disappointing. I'm still so mad that they really did that.
Lay probably was like, I need some more chip in my dip, if you know what I'm saying, if you want me to sing. But yeah, so he actually sang, and not only on the single, but like on the actual album, which was also like, a thing. I was really surprised. So we can just jump right into it. What did you think of the song?
I liked it. I mean, I already heard part of it when they did that random video that one time, like, what was it, like 2 or 3 months ago? Remember? And I sent it to you, and you're like, "Wait, is this old?"
Oh yeah, because they just casually like dropped a behind the scenes clip, and I'm like, "Where's the lead-in?"
Yeah, like I remember hearing a bit of it, and I feel like ever since then, I feel like this is gonna be good. I can tell, I feel it. And I feel like it's very catchy. Yeah.
I do. I think it's like very, very listenable. I think it's very, very summery. The vocals, like what can I do? Like, it's Dio, it's Baekhyun, it's like all of it. Even Chanyeol was out there. I was like, I see it. Xiumin too. Xiumin, there was one song on the out here singing. He said the girls forgot. Let me remind them. Like, I was really surprised.
As you should.
Sehun sang a lot too, and so did Kai on the album.
Oh yeah, Kai's been singing more and more, I feel like, every comeback.
I mean, he had that whole mini album where he just was singing, so I guess he was like, girls, the voice is there. But yeah. But yeah, it was really good. I really, really liked it. I did have some critiques. Which is like, yeah, I mean, they're not super serious, but like, you know, now that this is the summer of XOL and I will be participating in Stanning to a very, very hard degree, I want to make sure like my boys are succeeding. They get all the day songs at the end of the year. They hit Melons. We hit Melons roof 50 times. So I was like, okay, maybe we can workshop this a bit. So there's just a couple things. I thought it was a great song. Thought the album was great. But I feel like I did not love the concept. And I thought it was very weird for them to go. It was very much like the Power, like...
I think it's supposed to be.
Is it? Was it like a follow-up?
It's an alternate universe of Power, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, that's in the teasers. It's like, yeah, it's like...
I'm already a fake stan. Expose me as a fake stan. Okay, that makes more sense, but don't. Like, okay, here's what I was thinking. So first of all, I wish it would have been like a brighter looking song because it already sounded really, really summery, and I think that's gonna catch on. But I was like, oh, I don't need this Star Wars sci-fi. Like, I feel like it didn't lend itself to like the feeling it was getting. And so like what I really thought it would have been cool is if they did it. If you've ever watched the music video for You Don't Have to Call by Usher, am I aging myself? Am I dating myself? I don't know. It's like basically this like idea where he's like getting ready for the club, and then at the end he ends at the club. And wouldn't it have been so cute if like rather than that we saw them in like these bajillion-dollar mansions, like individually getting ready for a night out with the guys. You know, they're trying to get a hold of Lay. They can't find him. And it's just like them being silly, like in the bathroom, shaving, putting on cologne, choosing outfits. You know, that would have been...
You should have been on the team.
I know, right? As call me, all right? I'm trying to help you. But yeah, and just being really, really cute and fun. And then it like, you know, it has them meet up and just like running hijinks through Korea or whatever, you know, on a night out, and then ending in like a really big club scene like it did. I feel like that would have been really, really fun. And
yeah, that's cute.
Yeah, and like I feel like it would have been nice for like fan service because we want to see them be silly and fun and cute. And then it also would have been something that's a bit different than I don't know. Like, I like Power. But I'm just...
Music video is terrible for Power, though.
Yeah, I feel like it's a bit...
I couldn't even hear the song.
Oh, was it badly mixed?
They're like shooting like guns and it was like, calm down. I'm trying to hear the song.
They're like, no!
Like, the heck was that?
But yeah, I thought that would have been cute. And I think what... I think EXO needs to do, and I don't think they haven't been doing it because they have been doing like with songs like The Eve and Coco Bop and stuff like that, more like sexy grown stuff. But I feel like they need to like embrace like the fact that they're old and so are their fans. Like, not super old, but like I would like to see them have grown and sexy fun.
They're like, you need to be in a retirement home.
Exactly.
Getting ready to go out to bingo. Come on, guys. What are you doing?
I would like to see them, eating some oatmeal during taxes. No, but like
flaxseed.
No, but like I'm like thinking, I don't know. I was like, they could have did something really grown and sexy and mature with this.
Yeah.
But they went like I don't want to say it was juvenile, but like with this, because the sci-fi type of like, fighting thing, it's not necessarily juvenile, but I'm like, I don't really want to see that from EXO anymore. We already did that with Power. They're older, so they can get away with like, having a bar scene. And I'm not necessarily saying that they have to be sexy. Oh, take off your clothes or whatever. That's not what I'm. I mean, no, just kidding. But like, yeah, I'm just saying it would have been fun to see something maybe a bit more mature, but fun at the same time. That was my thing. But yeah,
that would have been cute. I didn't even think about that. I was just kind of like, whatever. It's just because I was like, at least it's better than Power. That's all I was thinking. I was like, Power. That's all we asked. So this is a step up.
But I thought musically it was good. It was good. I just really think, because I think these days, like, music videos can really make and break a song. Like make an okay song, push it further, or vice versa. So I thought that could have maybe helped them. Because honestly, what were you going to say?
I was just, one critique that I had, well, not even a critique. I just noticed this because I feel like I pointed this out with like the BTS song too. Like all these songs are just getting shorter and shorter. Like, what is that? This song is like literally like 3 minutes long. That's it. And it's just like, I know what you're doing.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Like, what is that?
It has to be a streaming thing. These people are, it's so crazy how people are just catering to the charts or whatever. But yeah, it was a micro mini song. But yeah, I think it was cute. It was very EXO. They very like showed why, we love them. The party scene could have been more, because I feel like they really missed the golden moment to do a Soul Train line at the end.
Ooh.
I would have loved that, even if they had the green screen lay like in the sky, like flying or some shit like that. Like
they could have done like, how some songs like replay like the like chorus or something at the end and like do like credits. Do you know what I mean? They could have done something like that where it's like they're dancing and it's like they just have the chorus like playing again, and like they're maybe showing like who did whatever in the music video, so they feel important. Get their time to shine.
The director.
But you see them dancing in the background, like kind of like a movie ending screen.
They had a little bit of that, but I feel like they should have gone like longer.
Yeah, like longer.
Yeah, I definitely think. But it was cute. What was your favorite song on the album, or if you had any?
I think. Sorry, let me look at it. Runaway. I can't really remember how it goes anymore. But I just remember I like I think the pre-chorus to it is what I like a lot about it. I've listened to the album I think like 5 times. But like I don't know.
I was really
I feel like Don't Fight the Feeling is always the one that sticks in my head.
Yeah.
I think because I've known it longer, so now it's just like that's there.
And I feel like when a song has a music video, like you can link parts of the song to things that happen in the music video.
Oh yeah, like I'm always like I know like when they're like don't fight the feeling, yeah. Like I always have that in my head, but like the other songs since they don't have a dance, I guess that is it. Yeah.
It's like, what are these songs? Oh, ew.
What?
Sorry.
What?
Sorry, y'all. I'm so dramatic. I brought up the track listing because I wanted to remember which ones I liked. So one of the songs, Paradise. Wait, is Runaway the slow song? No, Just As Usual is the slow song. I like that song. Paradise, which is one of the songs in the album, was written and arranged by Brandon Orega and Edwin Honoret, who are both in Pretty Much.
Pretty Much. Oh, snap.
They're getting that Korean coin. They're getting that EXO coin. All right, boys. If you guys don't know, Pretty Much is...
Bozzy. Oh my god, sorry. I love Bozzy. I just realized he wrote... he helped write... No wonder I like Runaway. Because he helped write that. I love Bozzy.
Oh, snap. I see him.
Oh, wow.
Wow, they had... Look at them. They said, we're rolling out the stops. That is awesome. Oh my god. Yeah. Oh my god, what is that?
Of course, Kenzie.
Oh,
Kenzie wrote "Don't Fight the Feeling."
Do SM stans hate Kenzie or no?
Do they?
I don't know.
I feel like she wrote so many hits. Didn't she do like Monster?
Oh, maybe I'm just starting mess.
I don't know why I can't remember anything else.
Maybe I'm just being messy for no reason. I know there is a producer they do hate though. EXO.
Oh, she did. Oh. 사랑해. And La Cha Ta. Wow. So it'd be weird to hate her.
Yeah.
Unless she like punched somebody. I don't know.
Maybe I'm thinking of another one. I think maybe there was some like.
Oh, you're talking about the other guy? That guy who was like, he made music, I think, for like EXO and like other SM people. And like he was talking smack about BTS.
Oh, maybe.
Do you remember him?
Maybe? Because I remember it was something about him talking like mess. And that's like part of the reason why there was like, issues. But I wasn't sure if it was against EXO or in EXO's defense or something like that. Maybe
I think he was like defending EXO and he was like saying stuff about BTS and like for some reason trying to drag EXO into more mess. Like, I was just like, leave them alone.
He was like, it's time to fight.
I think like he was being dragged by all sides because they were like, why are you doing this to EXO? And then ARMY was like, why are you saying this about BTS?
What a mess.
Like, punching them at the same time.
I'm gonna jump in the comments real quick. Haley and Mars, is that his name? Oh, okay.
Yeah, Mars.
Oh, okay. Dante. Hey, Dante. Says you're talking about Mars. Hello, everyone who joined the chat. Sorry, I've been like not reading it, but somebody said something about they're milking this exoplanet concept. Was it related to exoplanet? I'm bad with lore. Like I never know.
What is it?
For the MV, it was like it was supposed to be like exoplanet. Maybe I wasn't looking.
Yeah, something like that. Because like that's what Power was too. So I think it's just like it's just a different. I don't even. Which is like it's cute. Yeah. It's like whatever.
You're like it's okay.
It's not as cool as like I feel like Lucky One did a good job of like having it like something kind of cool where they're being experimented on, but like when it's just like them fighting who knows what, it's like who are you fighting?
What's
and like I feel like with the one before without Dio and Schumann, Obsession.
Oh,
I feel like that was also cool because it seemed like they were fighting themselves, so there's something to look at while with like with Power and Don't Fight the Feeling. It's like, what is it exactly that you're going after? I don't really.
That's
what's
true.
happening right now.
Like, I get that it's not supposed to be too serious, but at the same time, it's like, okay, if we're gonna do this like whole thing, let's have a solid plot. I don't know. I just want them to have like a bit fun. Josie says they should have danced with the aliens. Speaking of people they should have danced with, background dancers were plenty. Were so many. And I was like, I've never seen this side of them. Ali says, did Lay even have to be in this comeback? Honestly, they could have done it without him. Plus, I feel weird seeing him since he was supporter and spoke for the CCP. So yeah, he's been.
I think it's just because he's a member and this is the anniversary. So it's like, no, like it's like really important. So I feel like it was like you really should probably at least do something. Like, come on, let's do it.
That's true. And
he was like, sure, I guess I'll take time out of my busy schedule because he's always doing something. He's always everywhere in China.
He was like either participate in this comeback or announce that I'm leaving. So he probably one or two things. But I mean, I feel like people. I think that's like the. Okay, this is gonna sound shady, but it's not because I'm an XOL. But I feel like the fact that EXO's not in their prime anymore is really a blessing because a lot of people were getting dragged. A lot of Chinese idols when they were speaking out pro like China for that whole. Was it the? Because I wasn't really following it. What were they speaking about? Was it just that like anti like right recognition of Taiwan, or was there something else? Like I think there was some type of. Or was it
there was something with Hong Kong too.
Okay, that's what I thought it was.
Hong Kong and Taiwan, they like I think Hong Kong wants to be something. I don't even know. I don't want to talk because like I don't want to get it wrong.
Sorry, guys, we're not as cultured, but yeah, I know that there's like an issue there, and I feel like why it's not as a big deal for a lot of people. Not like because Victoria, people talk about it, but it's like, what you gonna do when FX is not really a thing? So as long as he stays in China, she's not really gonna have any issues. Similar with Lay, I feel like because EXO is not as like we're gonna like you know, hyper focus on everything they do. I feel like this wouldn't affect him. It's not gonna affect EXO as much as if this would have been like a big thing in like 2015 or something. So I feel like that's probably one of the reasons why they're like, oh, he can just come or whatever. Like,
yeah. Well, yeah, we don't really like what you're saying, but you know what? You guys are, you know, not doing anything anyway, so like, come on.
They're like, nobody's gonna notice. Just come here. What else here? But I agree, it is a complicated thing. But I guess, you know, I mean, they green screened his ass in, so I don't. I don't know if
I'm
he knew.
Still not coming over it. I had to relearn Korean for this.
They probably tricked him. They're like, hey, like, can you dance in front of this green screen just for random, just for kicks? And he's like, fine, I guess. And they're like, quick, put it in the music video.
They're like, play this song. It's like, this is a new song that we're thinking that you should sing. And they had him sing the whole song. And they're like, yeah, we're just gonna clip out some parts and just put that in the actual song, and he'll never know.
He's gonna sue SM when he finds out they dare put him in an EXO music video. He's like, what did I say? What did I say? Oh, okay. Andy says, yeah, the whole one China thing when Taiwan and Hong Kong are the. Oh, okay. So they were pro. I guess they spoke out about being pro, like, you know, mainland China or like China is all. Oh, okay. Yeah.
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 I feel like a lot of them, I don't even like, I wonder if like some of them just, they agree that it should be like that or whatever, like that they should have their own, like Taiwan and Hong Kong can separate.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like because they want the money that comes with China, they're just like, all right, yeah, nah, I'm sorry, y'all gotta, we're all one thing because I need this money. I need that paycheck.
I definitely see. I mean, this is like old as hell, but what happened with Chewy when she waved that Taiwan flag and they ate her ass up? They said, up, bye, who's twice? So I'm sure, like, they're like, I don't want that to happen to me. So they're just like, I mean, you know, and the thing is, I think that's like part of the issue. Like, are you really for this or are you just saying whatever? And does it even matter? Like, once you know, show support, it doesn't even matter what you really feel because you're openly giving like support. But I think that's true that, you know, some of them might be in it for the coin.
Yeah, I feel like that's what happened with what's his name too. What's it? The Rock? Was it The Rock? No, wait, who is it? It might have been The Rock.
Was it
who was like he said something about like Taiwan being its own thing, and then he had to backtrack, and he was like, I apologize to China for even thinking of saying that. I think it was was
it Mark Wahlberg?
No, this was recent. Like
okay.
The Rock. Oh my gosh, The Rock School. Whoops. I think it was him. I don't know if it
might have been Vin Diesel since they're twins.
No, was it? Yeah, I was gonna say, is it Vin Diesel? I'm
not sure.
Somebody just apologized and then people were like, "What is wrong with you, dude?" And he was like, people were just like, "It's probably because
he wants it to do well in China." Yeah, that's another thing. I could see like, yeah, I don't know. That does sound familiar, but I can't think of who it might have been. But that does.
It's definitely somebody in Fast and Furious, and I just don't know.
Oh, Leanne asked, "Was it John
Cena?"
Okay,
there we go. It was John Cena. I knew it was somebody big, like a wrestler.
You knew a thickums was the one who said it.
Yeah.
Dante says,
like, "Calm down, sir. Who are you?"
We don't even know you, so goodbye. Dante says, I also heard that in the music video for EXO, there were pink smoke in the air, and fans have been pointing out that it might have been aespa. Wait,
they're fighting aespa. That would be hilarious. Ooh, that would be such a cool like company lore.
Imagine, it goes too deep. Oh my god, imagine they intertwined all the lore. That'd be insane. Actually, you know what? I'd actually say, yeah, that's actually kind of cool. Like, I wouldn't look into it unless somebody spelled it out for me in a neatly made Tumblr post, but I love a good lore.
Yeah.
Andy says, yeah, it's tough, especially since a lot of it is a morality issue, like supporting police brutality in Hong Kong or the camps in China. I honestly wonder how many idols sincerely abhor China or just want that coin. Yeah. And there's a lot on the line because it is like a serious issue. And like, I think a lot of the ones that are like, I think it's, I don't know, because if you know that at the end of the day you want to live in China and retire in China or live the rest of your career in China, even if you were like a Korean idol in the beginning, like they're probably gonna like walk on eggshells because they want to be able to live peacefully there and they want their family to be but it isn't like thing where you can be disappointed too, because if you do see like the brutality going on, things like that, then it's like, well, how could you like support that when you see what methods are being used, against protesters and stuff? So
yeah,
it's very messy. Speaking of aespa, I would like to formally apologize for saying that they were flops. Just kidding, I never said that. I said their song was boring because I thought Black Mamba was boring. Funny.
Really?
Yes, I did not like Black Mamba. It was just very Susie.
I didn't hate it.
It was just like whatever, which is fine.
Yeah.
But this Next Level song, I like what they did with
I'm
that.
on the next level.
Yeah, I think that's
that is. I'm sorry.
It's very addictive.
Catchy.
It reminds me of FX. Like, I think that's what. Like, it was giving me Rum Pum Pum, like very cool girl. I will still say the way they dress them is just tacky.
Not it.
Yeah. And I think that's probably.
It kind of reminds me. I don't know if anyone's watched or had the misfortune of having to watch Bold and the Beautiful. But it like they dress very similarly to like aespa, where it's just terrible, and it's supposed to be a fashion like company thing, but they look terrible. It's like it's just overly done. It's unnecessary.
Oh, yeah. S-Bites, she dragging y'all faves. No, just kidding. But
you just said the same thing. You called her catty.
Yeah, but I want to push it on you now so I don't get dragged. I don't know. Does aespa have shooters? I don't know if they have shooters yet. But, I mean, SM shooters are probably aespa shooters. But I think their clothes are bad. But, yes, that's a very catchy song. And in the middle of that song, when it becomes a whole nother song, I'm like, I actually like that part.
Full SM song. Like the heart and soul of what SM sounds like.
That's true.
That part just... It just sounded like a TVXQ song. It sounded like an EXO song. It sounded like a BoA song, all in one, and it was just shiny. I was like, "How did you just? What is that?"
They said,
but it was good.
Take everything we got. Yeah, I definitely like it, and it's doing very well on the charts. I didn't even realize.
Really?
Yeah. When I checked, and I don't know if it was Zombie Streaming Hours or whatever, guys. I don't know what that is. But it was like 4, and I was like, "Oh, dang." Shout out to Oh My Girl too, because they're also killing the charts with their most recent song. But yeah, I was like, okay, they kind of found their footing with this kind of cool girl sound and look, or not fashion wise. No, they haven't found their footing, but like they definitely found their footing musically, and I think it's nice to see that they're being successful. So this is their 3rd single.
Yeah. Hopefully they get an album soon.
Yeah. I was just trying to see in comparison to Reveluv it, because I guess this would be like their big blow up, because the first 2 weren't that well received, although the second one was a remake. But
yeah, but I feel like with Red Velvet, this was the time that they did Ice Cream Cake, right?
Yeah, and it's really weird because I remember Ice Cream Hit being like a huge hit, but apparently it wasn't that big of a hit.
Oh, really?
I don't know.
I mean, people still love it though.
That's true.
It aged well.
Ice Cream Cake. Guess what? That song was 5 years ago.
Well, it's time to just wrap it up.
Sorry, I'm there with you. Let me get embalmed, mummified. No. Let's see.
Oh, someone sees the Bold and the Beautiful comparison because it's there. It's so tacky. Literally, I was watching it just before this with my grandma and my dad. Oh my gosh. They had new outfits for the episode, and I was like, what the heck? And then another girl turned around, and I was like, what what the heck is? We just getting worse and worse with every day that you like change outfits. It's just they're not even trying. I don't even know.
I gotta look that up.
High fashion.
Yeah, it's just
I don't know.
Just let them dress cute. Like it doesn't have to be this weird like I don't know almost regal but also Rue 21. Charlotte Rue's ass fashions, like I don't know. SM dudes does sometimes be the cute kind of tacky, but I feel like there's like a way to straddle it. Like I feel like FX straddled it well. Like yes, there's times they wore tacky shit, and same thing with Shiny. I remember when Shiny they were wearing tracks as like a damn dangle necklace. I was like, if you don't take that back to the beauty supply where you found it, get that shit off of Taemin. I was sick.
What's his name? TVXQ also. They also sometimes I don't know what the heck they were wearing.
Oh gosh, if we go like 2000, I'm not even triangle. No.
Oh yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking. I was just like, it's just engraved in my brain of like what not to do for a boy group ever. Yeah. Just no.
That was not like it like really makes me think because I think, like, you know, traditionally and stereotypically, they make these boy groups, especially back then, to appeal to, like, young girls. What young girls seeing that spiky hair and being like, all right, I'm feeling that? Like, who?
They're probably like, it's kind of like an anime character. And it's like, no, we don't do that.
I was going to say.
No. I hope they fired that person, whoever came out with that. It was like, this is what we're doing for the next phase of TVXQ. And, like, everyone's like... Everyone in that room should have been fired.
Exactly. From a cannon, you know.
Fired.
Yeah, but yeah, so good for aespa. I hope to see you know, more good things for her. I always wish good on people. Like I will say when I don't like something or when I think it's boring or floppy. And by the way, please don't get offended when I call something floppy because I'm literally nobody. And I will just say it's floppy. You can think it's the best thing. It's fine. But yeah, so but yeah, so I think we can move on to what do you want to do first? Do you want to talk about Ravi getting dragged or do you want to talk about this BTS ruining the Billboard Charts saga?
I guess BTS.
All right, so we are
first in the alphabet.
We'll jump into this best. So, as y'all know, I saw somebody call butter cream cheese. Somebody was like, what's that single Cream Cheese by BTS? I said, you're being shady on this here today. And I need you to stop before I burst out laughing. I said, you shady.
Cream cheese.
I've seen...
Food like cream cheese.
I mean, it works. Cream cheese is very...
That sounds nasty.
Yeah, it does.
So I'd be like, what does that even mean? Is this like an innuendo? Like, what's happening?
Oh, okay. Oh.
Cream cheese.
But yeah, so BTS recently released Cream Cheese, and it's been topping the charts. It's been topping the charts. It's been getting a lot of attention. And last week, it hit number 1 on Billboard. Like it debuted on number 1, and actually is number 1 this week as well. But these articles that we're going to reference in this next section of the podcast refer to it charting number 1 last week. So essentially, with all this success, well, I should probably go back and say one of the things that a lot of people were kind of monitoring was how it was going to do, their Butter single was going to do in comparison to Olivia Rodrigo like 20 singles. Like she has like Good For You, like Traitor now is doing really good, Deja Vu.
There we go.
Of course, driver's license. And so she's been really, really killing it. She's been like the it girl over the past month or so. And she recently debuted her debut album single. So she's been doing really, really good, setting like all these streaming records. And so a lot of people are like, is the BTS army and is this BTS's power going to be able to like overtake her or whatever? So long story short, they ended up getting number 1, and they have been number 1 for the past 2 weeks. So it basically prompted this article where this writer essentially writes it about how he feels as though BTS fans are manipulating the charts. So it was for the site Stereogum, and the title exactly was BTS and their fan army are rendering the pop charts useless. So of course, just with that title alone, you knew the shooters were going to come out. You knew people would be fighting in these Twitter streets. And when I saw that, I was like, good luck. Like, I was like, no matter what's in that actual article, good luck. What were you thinking when you saw this? Did I send it to you?
Yeah. Oh, I thought the same thing. I was like, oh, they're going to die. So I read it, but then I was like, oh, okay, it's not as bad, but like they're still going to die. Because like that title though.
Yeah, the title alone, I was like, I don't know what to say for you. But yeah, so I'm just going to go over the key points that were pointed out. And I think, like you just said, it wasn't really that bad. But I think because of the title, and I think that was deliberate. Like, they wanted something clickbaity, like, you know, very in your face, something that would get people to click and retweet and stuff like that. And so the title literally opens praising BTS and their success. Like, so at no point does this guy deny their global popularity, the fact that they sell out concerts, the fact that they are very, very successful. But one of the things that I thought was kind of interesting now, I was like, okay, he is pressing some buttons here purposely, is that he initially mentions how their English language track. Well, first he mentions the fact that initially, before Dynamite came out and as BTS was rising in popularity, they mentioned how in a radio interview, I believe it was, Ratman mentioned how they wouldn't do like English language tracks because that's not authentic to them. So he off the bat rubs that whole thing that I feel like has been kind of like, people have kind of been zipped-lipped about it because nobody wants to step on toes. And if you guys don't know what we're referring to, basically, as I said, in an interview a while back, you know, a while before Dynamite, BTS had mentioned how, like, they want to do, like, an English language track because that wasn't authentic to them. And so then last year, here along comes Dynamite. And a lot of people did point that out. It's like, so the group that said they didn't want to do an English language track is now doing an English language track. How can we not see this as pandering? And it was a lot of like, I think that was like the main criticism yielded towards, oh, this Dynamite song is just pandering. Like, this is a very obvious push on trying to get a Billboard Top 100. And so I feel like just mentioning that at the track and kind of being like, hey, this is the thing they did that was very deliberate. I felt like that was just gonna ruffle some feathers. Because I think some people just don't like the idea of being gimmicky or something like that. I don't know. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah. So, and even the way he talks about Dynamite, he like says that it was like very, he like describes it as a product being delivered, and how it was supposed to appeal to many, like it was, you know, devised in a way that was supposed to appeal to many people as possible. But he also does not like say, like he says in the article that he legitimately thinks that Dynamite was a hit last year. But then he also mentions that following that, Savage Love, the remix they did with Jason Derulo, and Life Goes On also hit number 1. And so then he goes over to talk about Butter, and you know, he alludes to the fact that Butter is like a clone of Dynamite. Sounds very, very similar. And he says that the song Butter, now that it's sitting up number 1, it did what it was intended to do. And so he was just basically like talking about how it's very successful, and the whole point was basically that while he feels that Dynamite was a hit, while he feels that Dynamite was popular and BTS was popular, he feels like even right now Butter is the number 1 song in America, but it's not that popular. That's what he's saying. Like, especially in comparison, like basically he's saying there's no way organically this Butter song would have beat Olivia Rodrigo's song because it's just not as popular. So he's essentially saying that the popularity is just 100% due to like tactics and specifically ARMY mobilizing to get it to this number 1. So he cites some of the tactics that they've used, including discounting the single to 96 cents, releasing an instrumental, which like is a separate track, but it counts towards like that song. And then he didn't mention the remixes, but that's another thing that they did later on. Release some questionable some remixes that I find questionable. You're right. Well, I don't want to be biased because I do find them questionable, but maybe you like those. So his whole point is that if you look at the charts, then you're going to get a completely distorted idea of how popular BTS is. So he makes the point that like BTS isn't the first or only artist to use these kind of tactics to try or use like different type of tactics to try to get number one. He mentions Travis Scott and I believe 6ix9ine with bundling singles with merch. So last year, I think up until last year in July, you could bundle singles with merch. So if somebody bought like, it used to be concert tickets you could buy and then purchase that with like a digital single or an album, but then you could do that with like physical shirts. So if somebody bought a shirt, they also get like an album and that counts as sales and stuff like that, but they stopped that. And then he also points out that you can kind of say Taylor Swift's 2 number ones from last year kind of seemed like, you know, it was like definitely fan push and like pushed by her and things like that. And so he points out that fans keep figuring out new ways to push not that popular songs to number one. A lot of the times these songs plummet out of the top 10 almost immediately after getting there in 1 week at number one. It feels like a broken system. Again, he doesn't deny BTS and Dynamite were popular, but feels what we're seeing now with Butter is an inflammation of numbers and popularity by fans. But he does open the idea that like he feels like this initial success is just inflation, but some way down the line it might legitimately become like a popular song. And he also says it's almost like sports fandoms. If you could actually will your team towards a championship by being louder and more obnoxious than everyone else in the arena, or by buying more jerseys than everyone else. He says that it's frustrating to see a phenomenon like this inflating the stats, obliterating any sense of accuracy and how we keep these records. It's important to note, nowhere does he claim that BTS is not popular again, but he does kind of use them as clickbait to discuss kind of overall how fans can manipulate Billboard charting. And then he wraps up saying that there's no real answer for this. If Billboard changes the rules again, then fan bases would just change their approach towards pushing songs towards the top of the charts. And stan culture has made its way, so we feel like we're winning if our favorite artists are winning. So overall, how did you feel about the article and what you said? Do you think he dragged BTS by their hair follicles, or do you think that fans are overreacting to the thing?
I feel like a lot of people didn't read the article. I think they just read the title and then they were like, and we're running with this. This is all he meant. This is all he said. And like, I feel like I feel like he knew that, but I honestly don't even know like if ARMY were his, I guess his audience that he was trying to get to, really. I feel like he was just using them to get mobilized to the people that he wanted to get to so that they could like read it or something. Because I feel like because he did use BTS as clickbait, and I feel like it was a tactic to just get it to a broader audience. Because I've never heard of Stereo Gum before this. So like I feel like it was smart. I mean, he did something, and I feel like he did bring up some good points. I mean, it sucks that he was like using BTS, but I feel like it was just an example, like just an example because it's more popular at the moment.
I agree. And fresh. Yeah, I agree. And I think it's funny. Not really. I think I one critique I had is that I definitely think that was his point, to point out how like the charts can be easily manipulated or whatever by fandom. But I think I would have liked to see him expand on other artists, like examples of other artists, like manipulating the fans. I think because, and I mean this as a compliment, I guess, BTS fans do it so well. Like they're so organized and stuff like that. It was like, and they do it like there's out in the open. Not that and no one else does it, because I mean, Justin Bieber last year, he like retweeted like a fan streaming schedule thingy, but I feel like it's like the popularity, it's like current and things like that. But I think to be fair, I would have liked to see him expand more on like other ways artists have been, you know, scamming the Billboard charts. And I think I would have liked to see him blame Billboard more. Like, I know he does put like, oh, you know, if they've changed the rules in terms of bundling merches and stuff like that, and if they change the rules, they you know, fans will just find another way to like scam. But here's the thing, fans aren't the only ones scamming or whatever. Like, the bundle thing was getting out of hand, so they didn't like let the bundles be a thing. So if they see like the discount thing getting out of hand, then they like, you know, put a limit. Like, I think something like that happened with Lady Gaga. Like, she made like a long time ago, she made like an album really, really cheap, and they were like, oh, it has to be like a certain price or something like that to count as an album or something. Do that. With the remixes, stop letting people bundle remixes or whatever.
Yeah.
No more featuring Doja Cat or DaBaby, but like
okay, well, I feel like those types of remixes should be
different.
It should be, yeah, I feel like, and then I also think like maybe like one remix
is allowed
per
to count.
song, because if you're doing like hotter, colder versions or whatever of your song, it's kind of like, all right, calm down, sir. The song just came out last week. I mean, it's like a second to digest what you just released. I like the song, but like, don't throw another version of it like immediately. Like, calm down.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. And the thing is, I was gonna point out a thing how like I'll talk about that a little later. We can bring that up a little later. But like, I agree that like so it's really hard because you can like make something for gimmicky purposes, but then it still be like dope. But like, I feel like it serves a different purpose. BTS isn't the first one to use remixes to revive interest in the charts. Like that, just as recent as the Nicki Minaj, oh my god, literally the blueprint.
That's the one that I always think of. Like, that's my go-to. Well, I went to BTS because we were just talking about it, but like, in the back of my mind, I was like, oh gosh, Lil Nas X with like 5 million people.
Exactly. His 359 remixes, one for every dang day of the year almost. And like, you know, when Doja Cat added Nicki to Say So, when Megan Thee Stallion added Beyonce to Savage and stuff like that. Like, that's, you know, a way to like interest. And specifically in those cases, it was because they knew that they were fighting for like a lot of really good songs, popular songs for number one, so they had to you know, boost it. A lot of times in America, what you'll do is that you'll release an album, right, and then slowly make singles off that album slowly make songs off that album singles. So if that album came out 6 months ago and like that song been out, a lot of the times to like push some more interest in it, they'll add like a rapper or add a little sprinkle of something into it. So it's like, this is a single now, be interested in this song. So that's like, you know, I don't want to say it's more legitimate or whatever, but it's like a different kind of, not necessarily to get to number one, but like, yeah, it's a different kind of tactic for like maybe a different reason or whatever. But yeah, I think I would have just liked to see him like really go into other ways that this happened, and like maybe even like a bit of a history of how people scammed it. I just think there was a lot of focus on BTS fans. And maybe this is exactly what he wanted, so maybe he's like mission accomplished. But
you should do a follow-up with these notes. And he's like, now that I've got your attention, here are the other people that are trying to scam the billboards or whatever. Or Billboard needs to do something, like have more reasons of what Billboard needs to do.
Exactly. Like, I think this is also a cop-out article because he's like, scammers, all right, bye. Like, it's like, okay, offer some ways to be like what do you think should be happen if you think that this is scamming or whatever, a way to scam the charts. Like, you know, with the bundles, people are like, take away bundles. So if you feel like fans have too much pull or whatever, because the thing is, what he says about songs going number one and plummeting, like, I guess it's like a debate whether you care about that or not, but it's true. Like, for example, Dynamite, yes, that's a hit. You can tell because it got number one and stuck around. But Life Goes On, you could tell that was a very fan-driven thing, where it was just like, it went, you know, number one. Now, in the other article that we're going to read, that guy brings up another point about that song that I thought was also interesting. But I feel like, I feel like it's true. Like, I feel like you can tell a real, like, what am I trying to say? Because I don't want to get dragged on this here today. So, like, I think if we just do it for Melon, like, Melon had this same exact problem, like, with boy groups, for example, that had a lot who maybe weren't really publicly relevant. I'm not saying this is what happened with BTS, so put a pin on that. But boy groups that like had huge fan bases, could sell out concerts, could move albums, but like just aren't publicly relevant to have like an actual hit song. But then with that fandom power during zombie streaming hours, they could get songs to #1. But like it's that idea that yes, they're popular because they can sell out, but that doesn't mean that every single is going to be a hit. So therefore, there's going to be some that are largely driven by fans just wanting that thing to go #1, and others that are driven by general public. And a lot of the way you can tell is if it does the free fall after. And it's not just BTS. Nicki has done the free fall. Harry Styles, I think, has done the free fall. Like, Drake songs have done the free fall. Like, it's just like a thing that some things are going to be hits. So like having a legitimate hit song is, whether like a song's legitimate hit is not necessarily attack on whether they're popular. I think. Does that make sense what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
Yeah, I just think like this idea that being like, this is song, what do you mean this song isn't a hit? They sell out stadiums. That has nothing to do with a song being a hit. Yeah. Like, Aerosmith sells out stadium. Let me not talk about things I don't know. I don't know.
I would say Aerosmith has like a hit.
They do, but do they have a hit today? Like, Mariah Carey sells out stadiums, but if she dropped a song right now, it probably wouldn't be that popular. Because you don't always just get a hit song because you're popular. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I think that was kind of the point he was trying to make, but it kind of like got all over the place at one point. And I feel like he didn't back it with enough examples aside from BTS fans, you know.
Maybe he was just like, I'm so nervous about even like typing this. I just need to send the first draft that I have. All right, let's just do it. Just like throw himself out there before he loses the guts to even try.
Yeah. But yeah, so overall, I don't think like he deserved death threats or, you know, his family killed or whatever. I don't know what actually happened, but
I hope it didn't happen because people need to calm down. That's happening.
Yeah, I think that was a lot of criticism, and I do want to point out, because the elephant in the room, at least for me, is Super M. So if you guys don't know, 50 years ago. So 50 years ago, Super M released a terrible song and a terrible album. I'm just kidding.
Oh, Jopping?
Yeah, released a World One.
That was a good song. Come on. I'm kidding though.
It was good.
Put your hands in the air. Okay, I forgot about that part.
Mark's verse alone literally healed the world. Mark's verse alone.
Smart.
That part is it.
That's why he's in every group.
Honestly, he makes it all better. He truly does. Anyway, they released a terrible album and a terrible song. I'm kidding, but I'm going to say that anyway. They released a terrible song and a terrible album called Dropping. And essentially, World War II exploded when SM and Columbia Records, or whoever they're under, started doing major bundling in order for them to get a #1 album on the Billboard 200, which tracks album sales. And so literally, you would have thought that they declared World War III, the way that people were saying that them doing this bundling was the like, it ruined the Billboard 200. Like, it's literally the same rhetoric that, because they're playing this like bundling game, which was really prevalent, by the way. Mr. Travis Scott, McDonald's meal Travis Scott himself was doing it. Ariana Grande, Thank You Next Ariana Grande was doing it. It was not unheard of for even really popular established artists in America to like bundle. Like, you know, it was just a thing. But people had a problem with it because they felt that it was excessive. They felt that, you know, Super M, people already hated Super M like in general, so I feel like they were getting a lot of hate in general. But there was definitely articles written about how they're scamming the Billboard charts and they don't deserve, and it's not a legitimate thing. And at the forefront of this criticism, I feel like I'm being so petty, but at the forefront of this criticism were a lot of ARMY, because they felt like some of them were feeling like it wasn't legitimate and they were tarnishing K-pop venture into like the Western American hemisphere and Billboard. So I just find it interesting how history repeats itself, where one person who happens to play the game like other Western artists were playing the game is for some reason being solely blamed or solely singled out for the downfall of the Billboard charts. And back then it wasn't true, and I don't think it's true today. So I'm just putting that out there, that I thought that was interesting to see how history repeats itself. Stream dropping, quite frankly. Anyway. But yeah. So not everyone agreed with this article. As we said, there are a lot of people criticizing the article. Oh, another point I wanted to point out is that when it comes to fans buying a lot of albums or whatever, there's some people bringing up the fact that this is not just a new problem in this new day and age. This has been a problem since NSYNC and Backstreet Boys days, where people would buy multiple albums and be crazy and freaking over a group and stuff like that. So it's just to make it seem something just unique to BTS or whatever seems dishonest. All right. So in direct response to this article, a Forbes writer wrote an article that was essentially defending BTS in their number one on Billboard that was titled, "BTS didn't cheat their way to number one on the Hot 100. They just beat other artists at their own game." So overall, this writer for the Forbes article actually seemed to agree with a lot of the points that Brahan, who is the writer of the first article, said in his original article. He mentioned how other artists like Lady Gaga, Kenny Chesney, Justin Bieber, Ariana Grande, and even The Weeknd, all but happily milked that ticket merch bundle scam thing that used to be a thing where you could bundle albums and songs with merch until it was banned in July last year. He also mentions that it's true that songs will go number one and then plummet down the charts. But he says that it's disappointing to see Brahan, the original writer, place blame almost exclusively on BTS and give his article such an obvious rage bait headline while making scant mention of all the other artists who have been manipulating the charts for years. So again, kind of like what I mentioned, this idea that BTS is doing it worse than everyone ever has, or it's a BTS problem or something, that framing it like that was a bit dishonest. He also reiterates that BTS is popular and points out that they never had to rely on merch or ticket bundles to sell their music because they don't have to. And then he goes on to list their record-breaking concerts, their ability to sell albums, how they're globally relevant. So again, I didn't like this point because that's not what's really being argued here. And I get that in the last article, the guy also mentioned the fact that BTS is popular, sells out albums, blah, blah. But the point is not whether they're popular and they sell albums. It's whether their songs are hits, which can be independent. You can be very popular and not have hit songs. You can have a bunch of hit singles, but not be able to sell albums. There's all different types of artists. And I feel bringing up their concert and their music it's not as relevant as you think. If you know what I mean. But again, if we take it back to a Korean example of Korean artists in the musical charts, there'll be boy groups that could sell out fan signs and albums for days, but they couldn't for the life of them break the top 50 of Melon or whatever, a GOT7 or something like that. So and that's no shade because that's all legitimate power. But I think bringing up that kind of success when it's we're just debating whether a single is generally popular with the general public, it's kind of confusing.
It kind of reminds me of have you ever seen those things where on YouTube it'll be a video of certain artists against each other on how they were charting on the Billboard? I was watching one with Mariah Carey, Celine Dion, and Whitney Houston, all three
legends,
very popular, selling out, top artists. But it was Celine, the only one that really got a lot of number ones was Mariah. But Celine, I think she had the least, and then there was Whitney. And it was just all three though were very, very popular in their time. It's just, but that doesn't mean Mariah, because she had more number ones, she's the most popular or whatever at that time. I wasn't there. I mean, maybe she was, but it didn't mean anything. When you think back, it's those three are still golden vocalists or whatever. So it's it doesn't take away anything that they didn't get as many number ones or something.
Mm-hmm. And that's a great point. Like, there's so many ways to like measure success and whatever. And so some people, yeah, they happen to just get a lot of number one singles, whether it's like because they're able to strategically release things well, maybe that they just, you know, right place or right time, but it doesn't take away from any type of popularity. So even if BTS never got a hit single on the Billboard or whatever, according to Brahan standards or whatever, that wouldn't make them popular, but that also wouldn't mean that they like had a general publicly, you know what I mean? Like, it's the whole thing with the Grammys, right? Like, there's so many artists that have not won Grammys, but if you tried to fix your lip to say that they were not popular, it would be weird. But also, they don't have Grammys, but also they were popular. Like, it's just like such a weird thing that, like, I don't know, is very weird. But yeah, I totally agree. Like, there's like so many ways like to measure popularity and things, but yeah, so he reiterates that they never had to. He lists their records, and so he also mentions that BTS has been growing their audience for years, and now their enormous global fan base has the power to shoot their songs and albums to number one in America and abroad. That's how popularity works. You get more fans, you get better chart placement. What do you think of that?
That shouldn't be how it works. That should not.
Why do you think that shouldn't be how it works?
I guess, I don't know, like, fans will play things over and over again, like, way more than a casual person just liking the song. Mm-hmm. So, like, if it's just all the fans doing it, I don't know, it's just weird. It's just, like, it doesn't mean it's popular to everyone. I don't know.
I think what happens in a lot, and I feel like it's so crazy because, like, people, like, I don't know, maybe not, like, people who are just pop fans or just Western fans or whatever, but I think as a K-pop fan looking at this argument, I was like, we literally have this argument every month. Like, or I haven't been following the Melon charts in a while, and I know they made adjustments to stop zombie streaming, but literally they made those adjustments, those zombie streaming adjustments, like how like Melon only like checks songs like every 12 hours or like changes position every 12 hours now instead like hourly or whatever it used to be, was because they were trying to prevent, you know, people with big fandoms from being able to like overtake people who had more genuinely popular public songs, you know, and like mix up the chart like ranking that way. And like, I feel like when it was happening on the Melon side, everyone was like, yeah, good thing. But now, because like, you know, boy groups that are just really powerful shouldn't be messing up the charts. But now everyone's like, wait, it doesn't matter anymore. And the thing is, I get the involvement of like thinking or whatever, but I just think it's very interesting what like, you know, what's okay and what's not. And I think sometimes a lot of it has to do with whether your fave is involved or not, I think.
Yeah.
But I agree. It's like, here's the thing. I agree and I disagree. I do think that it makes sense because even if those people are fans, it doesn't mean that their vote or what they think or what they like should be discounted just because they do have this preconceived loyalty. But I do agree it gets a little iffy when it's like the same person streaming something 5 times versus one person or 5 different people streaming a song once, you know? And I know, like, I'm going to be honest, I know some of the girls are chart, you know, Casanovas, and they know everything. They know how many streams count towards 3 donkeys on a Wednesday. Like, I like, you know, it's just like, and I mean, I don't know all the ins and outs, but I feel like there's a lot of dishonesty going on over here because if there is a group of people and you like did like, I don't know, a median of how like the like this, like maybe there was like a group of 10 people and you like just like took all their streams. And based on that, you were like, okay, these are the songs that are popular among these 10 people. If like as like in general, like I'm getting the census, is like, if like, you know, 5 of them streamed the Olivia Rodrigo song 5 times within other music too, but then 1 of them or 3 of them, like 2 of them streamed the Butter song like 15 times, and you just did like a plain average and only like divided by people, it would seem like everyone's streaming Butter. But in reality, like if we're just so, but at the same time, it's like, well, if those fans put in work, that's how the Billboard charts are. So that's what they choose to reflect. So it's really hard. But I agree, because it does make it so if you don't, like, it's literally shitting on the little guy in a way, because if you don't have like a big fandom, it's harder. Like you have to like have that much more public appeal. to try to get your stuff on the top. So
Yeah.
I don't know. But so he's essentially saying that like them being able to build this fan base that is dedicated enough to help push their songs to number one there's nothing wrong with that. And I agree in a way. He also says, in a way, you could consider the BTS Army the largest grassroots organization in pop music, supporting their favorite artists 69 cents at a time. Is it unconventional and a little bit excessive to spectators who don't understand the fandom? Maybe. But really, what's the difference between downloading a single multiple times, when Billboard only counts up to 4 purchases per transaction, mind you, and buying an overpriced hoodie from an artist? Fans are entitled to spend their hard-earned money however they want, and it's weird to scold them for doing so. Thoughts? These are just a bunch of quotes for the rest of the thing.
I don't really know.
Like, I
mean, it is like, I get what he's saying. Mm-hmm. But it's still like, it still is kind of like, you know, a little shady that they did like make it a little less. But like, it's like, I don't know. Mm-hmm. He is right that like, other people have been doing stuff like similar in the past. Mm-hmm. But it still doesn't take away from the fact that it is shady.
Yeah. And I think he makes this connection to the bundling, but the thing is, bundling got banned. So Are you saying that discounting things should be banned? And what, like, I don't get that point.
That's why I'm like, it's shady. So like, I don't know. It's all shady. So
like, I don't think anyone was defending bundling for the most part. Like, but if the thing is, I defended it in the past because I was like, well, if Billboard allows it, then it's a legitimate way to scam the Billboard charts, right? So like, being mad at whoever is doing the bundling is dumb. You should be mad at Billboard. In the same way, I think it's here. If you don't like the fact that they can discount the albums, and not just BTS, I mean, not the albums, but the songs, not just BTS, anyone, or if you don't like the fact that remixes count, like, that's a thing you attack Billboard for. But yeah, I don't really get what he's saying there, because I'm like, nobody is pro that. But I do agree, like, it's weird to scold people for using money however they want. If you want to buy 43 BTS albums or whatever, download it 4 times.
Yeah. Do you?
I don't want to do anything, though, to be fair. I don't want to. Okay, I was about to get really dark, but so let me just.
I just want to lay in my hole, in my room, underneath my blanket forever.
This somehow took a dark turn. So this is the part that I really was. He also mentioned BTS aren't tarnishing the credibility of the Billboard charts. They're spotlighting how fundamentally broken it is. I like that verse. I mean, I like that, idea. Okay. And then he also says, for the first several years of their career, BTS were effectively blackballed from US pop radio for simply daring to sing in their native Korean. The fact that radio stations were so quick to add their 2 English language hits, Dynamite and Butter, is exciting on one hand, but also indicative of the systematic issues still plaguing the format. I agree.
What does that have to do with anything?
I don't know. He's just saying things at this point, but no, just kidding.
He was like, all right. I feel like it sounded like he just wanted to, like, pander to Army. I'm so sorry. Like, he was like, I'm on a roll. You know what? Also, you know what? Why did they only put the 2 English songs? Am I right, guys?
He said, what are they saying on the TL? Quick! No, I think his point here kind of was that it's interesting that people are mad that they're gaming the system. Wait, no, let me stop being shady. But yeah, I think he was saying that
it's funny because I was like, yeah, I see what you're saying.
Immediately,
that is kind of shady.
But he said, so I think his point here was that, like, it's interesting that people are so gung-ho to talk about how they're scamming the Billboard charts, but we're not as vocal as speaking out of the fact that the Billboard charts were scamming them. It's like, no, the American music industry was scamming them because they were purposely ignoring the fact that they were making noise because it wasn't in English. And I think there's, like, a situation where, like, with radio, you got to make radio deals, I think. So that also might have played a role. But I do agree. Like, I remember ARMY doing their grassroots, calling radio stations and trying to get it played and sending cookie baskets and stuff. And they still were being played dust with a lot of the Korean language songs, even bops like Mic Drop and stuff like that. So it's true.
Sometimes, like, do all radio stations still do that? Like, they have to have the song on hand? Because I feel like on, what's it called? What's the one that I listen to? Like the Elvis Duran show. I feel like they have to have the song. Like a specific, like they'll be like, do we even have this song? Like, because they do like a way back machine thing, where they play like older songs. But it's like they'll be like, do we even have this? So like, I wonder if like it is like something with like as you said, like a deal. You have to make a deal, give them the song, and then they can play it.
I mean, that does make sense. I'm trying to remember, like, my ancient ARMY standing, back knowledge. I do know that prior to Dynamite, they were sending CDs out. I don't know how early. I want to say DNA, but I do know that they're sending things out. So I do think it was purposely being like, what is this Korean song? Bye! Even if people were...
But they did play, what's it called on... the radio.
Mic Drop?
Oh,
they did. That's true.
I mean...
they weren't playing it enough. No, seriously. I think... because the thing is, the one thing ARMY are going to do are come together and get stuff done. So I feel like ARMY... like, one thing that I feel like both of the writers agree on is that, like, ARMY will, like... be out here, like, for reals. So, like, I feel like with the amount of ARMY calling in, that should have played every hour on the hour. That should have played as much as they be playing Pink songs from like 3 years ago on the radio. Like, I feel like it should have been played more, because some songs literally get hourly rotation. That's why I don't be listening to radio anymore. Yeah. So it's just like with the way that
I
ARMY...
love that Peaches song and the freaking Ariana Grande song, which
Save
I
My
used
Tears.
to like, but now I'm like, please end it. End it.
End it all. Right now. But yeah, I agree that there's some, like, inherent, would it be xenophobia, prejudice, racism, with, like, just being like, even if there's a lot of people saying to play this because it's not in English, I'm not gonna play it. And so, like, that's kind of...
I think it's not even just like because it's not in English, it's not in a language that is
a romantic language
normally played.
Yeah, specifically,
like, I feel like if it was a Spanish song, they probably been like, oh yeah, I guess maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, I agree.
Because I feel like they play Spanish song, like Latin pop a lot on the radio, and it's like no problem.
Despacito,
but
Bad Bunny.
Yeah,
I agree. But I thought this was a great point, because I think a lot of people do, including myself, want to be shady. Not shady. The thing is, I play too much, y'all. You have to understand. I just be saying things. But, like, I think a lot of people, the fact that at one point BTS said they weren't going to do English language songs, ARMY took that and sprinted with it and made sure you knew, unlike your guilty faves, they were, going to stick to singing Korean. But then they did something strategic in releasing English language songs, because I feel like they knew that they were getting ignored because it wasn't English. So I will never fault them on that, because I feel like more than them, it being them going back on their morals, it's America not being open to just anything else, like, and then knowing that they would have to, just like other people who did English language songs in the past knew that racist America and xenophobic America would not do that, but yet they were made fun of and say they were sellouts. I'm being angry
but
today.
I think it's still like kind of shady that he didn't admit that the Boy with Love was played on the radio. I feel like I heard that on the radio a lot, so that seems a little kind of like he just picked the two like newest songs and kind of like was like, no, that was not a thing. Like, it was a thing.
Not that
I feel like that's when they even went on the Z100, like on the Elvis Duran show. I feel like that's when they went for that song. I'm pretty sure. So it's kind of weird that he just erased that whole era.
That's true.
To just prove the point.
I think that's true, because now that I think it was played a lot. Definitely not, because I think Dynamite had like immediate radio impact. Like definitely not as much as like as recent as Dynamite, but it did get some hits. But I think he's just trying to point out that like when it's like the stark difference, and when it was like a Korean song with Halsey versus like a full English language song written by some random person.
Yeah. But I guess it's also, you have to account the fact that we are mainly English speaking, so of course people are going to take a song like if they don't know any songs by BTS, like they're not interested in like K-pop or anything. Of course, they're not gonna care to listen to a BTS song. So once it's in their actual language, it's kind of like, all right, like I actually can see what we're going with. Like I can see this, and maybe then they'll go into like their Korean discography. But like, it's like easier for them to sing along with, probably. Like I don't know, for not a normal, but like just like a non-K-pop fan, it's probably just like what they're used to. Like I feel like my sister is like one of those types where it's like, I don't know Korean, I don't want to listen to K-pop, but like she, like if it's something, I don't know, if it's catchy, it's like it doesn't matter if you're Korean or whoever's singing it, as long as it's a catchy song, it's like all right, like go for it. Like I'm interested now.
Yeah, I can see that. I think a lot of like in response to something like that, a lot of people would be like, well, if it was being requested though, like they should have just played it, you know? Because I see what you're like. I think they were probably thinking like, this is not English. This is weird. Well, not weird, but like this is, I don't know if like the legitimately of people or the legitimate. I don't know if people really be out here requesting it, or it just seems to be like a concentrated thing. So I feel like maybe they're hesitant.
Also, I like, you have to also remember, I feel like ARMY don't really have a good rap for non like K-pop people. I feel like a lot of, I don't know, they just, at least before, I feel like they were really hard hitting, like commenting on every YouTube video. So like a lot of people, I feel like just did not like the fandom without even like knowing who BTS is and like all of that. They were just like, stop commenting about listen to BTS. So it's like, maybe, I don't know, that could have also, and like them, like if you keep calling about the same song over and over again, it's kind of, you might, I don't know. I'm just trying to play devil's advocate.
No, I see what you're doing. Yeah, I think, I definitely see what you're doing. Oh, somebody said American stations played on. Dang, I never heard that. I need to listen to radio more, because I don't really be listening to her. I just put like...
Did they play on?
I probably tuned that out. Because I didn't play on from my own Spotify.
Yeah, exactly. I probably tuned that out, so... you know.
But yeah. So yeah. And then... Also, this was another great point I believe he made. As for streaming, companies like Spotify will never be fully transparent about their streaming filtration methods, which knocked official first day streams of Butter to roughly 11 million, down for the 20.9 million unfiltered streams it garnered, which would have been the biggest single day total in Spotify. Now, this is interesting because this is something that's Beats or ARMY, not only ARMY, but I think some K-pop fans have accused, or any fandom who participates in trying to get their faves music video to break the record for most views in 24 hours. I remember these claims of like, you know, stealing views and like deleting views and things like that were always like a big thing. I'll say I'm not standing for Spotify or any of these companies, especially YouTube. I'll fight you, YouTube. But I feel like a lot of times people love to talk about things they don't know about, right? So it's like, I saw this many streams, so it must have been that much. But you don't know what their algorithm in terms of like how they count legitimate streams and how they don't is, and why those things are in place. I'm not sure for Spotify, but I know for YouTube, it's very important for them to make sure they're counting what they feel or what hits the criteria for legitimate streams, because how much views you get is directly corresponded to how much money they pay you. So they have to make sure somebody can't just like tell them, their friends and their homegirls, to like watch this video a bunch of times, or like, you know, use a bot farm to watch a video a bunch of times and try to make money. So I feel like that's why you see like jumps and deletes and stuff like that. And I would imagine the same thing would happen with Spotify, because you do make, even though it's very small, you can make money off of Spotify streams. So I don't know the whole thing with that, so I'm not gonna act like, Army, you're wrong, be quiet. But I know like a lot of that stuff like that like gets thrown around a lot without really much knowledge about how that's supposed to work, because we don't know their algorithm, you know. If I did, I would
be smart.
Yeah, right.
I feel like I'd feel smart.
Are you calling me dumb?
I'm like, wait, hold up. I'm doing things.
He also says that fans shouldn't be criticized for spending money, but record labels should be essentially criticized for payola. So he was basically you know, kind of comparing to fans streaming and doing what they can to promote a song and push it to number one, versus record labels paying for radio spin deals or paying to get on Spotify playlist and etc etc.
But how do you find that?
I know payola, well, here's the thing, payola is like the equivalent sometimes to like when people would accuse people of you paying, like, you know, manipulating the melon charts. It's like we don't really know, like people know what's going on. Yeah, okay, yeah.
So how are you gonna catch that? That seems like what? But
the thing is, I'm confused because like, what's the difference between payola and doing a radio deal? I don't know. Like, I literally don't know. Somebody tell me.
It doesn't make any sense.
Me either.
Payola never made sense to me. Unless like you were paying, I guess like if you were paying for your own CDs, I guess I could understand being like, okay, well, sad. So that should be reprimanded or whatever. But like, if you're just, I don't know, sending your CDs and maybe like
a cookie,
striking a deal or something, like as you said, like just like maybe paying them, just be like, oh yeah, play this. Like, I feel like that should, I don't know, that seems kind of normal, especially if you're newer to like the music scene. It's like, how else are you gonna get it if, you know?
I mean, it's really shady. I feel like it's just all is just like, because I really don't even know what's considered shady and what's not. Like, if you wine and dine like a radio station, like even like, you know, when artists come on and do like talks or do like interviews and stuff like that, that's like directly because they want their stuff to be played in the future. Like, they want to build up that good repertoire. And I also remember seeing something where like Spotify, okay, I can't really confirm it or not, I forgot where I heard this, but like sometimes Spotify will in order for the artist to get less of a cut on the stream, on like the playbacks, or in order for an artist to be put on a playlist and get like visibility, they'll take a lower percentage of money they'll get for the actual streams from Spotify. So that's really shady and stuff like that. So it's just like, what is going on? Like, I don't know. So then he goes down to say, Brahan's, the other article dude, assertion that Butter isn't actually the most popular song in America right now simply does not hold water. Just because a song doesn't fit your preconceived notion of what a hit sounds like, or how it is achieved, doesn't make it less legitimate. So I also have issue with that, because he was literally, the Brahan guy was dragging a lot of number one songs. He said that, like, you know, Travis Scott, blah, blah. So I don't think it was that he thinks that the song is crappy, because he acknowledges that songs he finds crappy have been number one. But I do agree. I mean, I see his point where it's like, just because you don't think, you know, a bunch of fans streaming and paying, you know, 32 cents for a song and, you know, buying the hotter, colder, harder, better, faster, stronger remix, you know, is legitimate, then, you know, doesn't mean it's not. And I agree. I think what is legitimate is what Billboard allows. As soon as they don't allow it, it's not legitimate. But again, I said that for the bundles, and then they stopped the bundles. But people saying that people who bundled were crooks, not according to how the Billboard chart works. Maybe lower your opinion of what the Billboard chart is. Like, I feel like a lot of people need to do that, because it's like, even oh, sorry.
I wish I could go. I was just gonna say, I wish I could go back to like before I got into like, I don't even know. I feel like I knew what Billboard was, but I never really paid attention to what was number one.
Mm-hmm.
But I think I only started paying attention really when, I guess when Lil Nas X was on there, and I was like, oh gosh, I don't like this song. But like, I started realizing like after that, like I feel like I still was like following stuff and realizing some songs that were on top. I was just like, that's interesting, cool, I guess. But I'm gonna like I feel like not me personally, but I feel like it's just not gonna last. Like some certain songs, not like Butter or anything, but like just other songs that I can't really think of. But like I've definitely seen songs that are just like that's not gonna last.
Yeah. So many songs like that. It's just like it's there because the fans, like not only just fans, but just they front load things. Like it's just hella front loaded and then it dips. Yeah, that's like not very uncommon. It's not unique to BTS at all.
I wish I just go back though, just to like being blind and just being like, I like this song.
Exactly.
I hear it everywhere, so this obviously is popular, and that's how it works.
It is a good song. Pink's albums are good. No, just kidding. Just kidding. I'm not coming for your girl. Who said that?
Who is that?
Wait.
Is that a thing?
Sorry, Allie said Pink is a legend. Leave my girl alone. My bad. I'm not coming for your girl. Pink. They always be playing Pink songs on the radio.
What's wrong with? I haven't heard Pink.
Well, I haven't watched.
What other songs? Does she have?
Maybe I'm just living past traumas. I think I'm just reliving past traumas.
You're on a Pink station. Maybe. You're like, why isn't it more Pink? And it's like, you're listening to the Pink station. You're like, why? Change the artist.
Okay, so for the last thing he had, to accuse them, BTS, of ruining the pop charts in the process is to ignore decades of foul play surrounding the Billboard charts, as well as BTS' own stratospheric success, which took years to cultivate and which shows no sign of diminishing. If you're just taking note now, that's on you. True. All right. So I'm going to jump into these comments because I am bad at multitasking. Did you see anything that stood out to you? Sorry, I'm trying to see how far I should go back. I'll just work from the back.
I feel like that's so far.
Okay, Andy says, we can just go back and forth picking comments. Andy says, I understand why fans do all these things like streaming parties and the tactics and voting, but it all sounds so taxing and difficult. I mean, it's their life in time, but it doesn't seem healthy. I agree. I love the youth. I love the Gen Z. Well, let me not act like it's only Gen Z, but I love the youths and I want them to have fun, and I definitely am a proponent of do what makes you happy and nobody should be telling you to do. But I think what's worrying is that a lot of these fans are doing the jobs of people who are paid to do, like, you know, there's PR teams and stuff like that, and I feel like sometimes fans take their job as being fans too seriously, and they're literally like screaming on people, like, you know, threatening people's lives and telling them to stream. Okay, maybe not like that, but like they're like being like stream, and they're like tweeting it everywhere, and they're like, you know, putting it on themselves to get them a number one. And legitimately, like, I understand like feeling what your group feels, but you should not be depressed because your group didn't win a day song, or like, but like, and I'm not saying that as like you should call your computer, just don't be depressed, bro. Like, as a, like, that is something that you should talk about somebody that you're that attached, that like something like that can literally ruin your day. That's not like I'm worried for you. Like, that is worrying, and like that's not in a shady way, because I know I'm very shady and it sounds like, but no, like seriously, like it shouldn't be that, like they shouldn't have that much somebody that you like don't know should not have that much as a hold on you. And I'm not saying that oh, you can't be happy because there's songs. I'm just saying like you have to be careful with that. And I think when you put that much labor into like a group you stan, and not just BTS, it's a bunch of different, you know, Western artists, fans and stuff like that, you got to be careful with how much control you're giving that over your life, you know, outside of just like being a mood booster or whatever. But yeah, I agree.
I didn't know how far to go back. It seems I have to go far.
We gotta travel. Oh wait, it's not that far. Wait. Okay.
I feel like it's like halfway.
I'll start with this one. Another one from Andy. I mean, people definitely love to shit on what teenagers like, and BTS is just playing the game in order to chart, because that's how things are. But fans continue to fail to understand that you can like something or respect something and still criticize it. Yeah, that's true. I think that was definitely prevalent when people were pointing out how the instrumentals were very clearly gimmicks. People just did not want to hear that. And I'm like, well, you can like them and it can still be gimmicky. Like, I think not, you know, in this case, I feel like a lot of their fans put like authenticity on like this pedestal and to be like synonymous with them. And they feel like something like making streams or discounting songs is like lacking authenticity. So they like refuse to like reveal or like acknowledge it's a gimmick, but there's nothing wrong with it. I mean, if you want to try, I like people who are go-getters. Like, I like that Suga was like, we finna get a Grammy up in here, bruh. Like, you know, he was like, we finna get #1. Like, I love people who like say it with their chest what they want, but I hate when people try to like be coy about it. Like, they're like, oh, they just happened to release 45 instrumentals that all sounded like they were made in 30 seconds strategically every Friday at the start of the tracking week. That was just, they love the fans. Like,
yeah.
But they do love the fans. But they also love the #1 spot, which is reasonable because, like, they deserve it. They've been working their butt off. Like,
I mean, yeah, it's true, but, like, working your butt off doesn't always mean you deserve the #1.
That's true. But the thing is, working your butt off, if you want the #1, and then getting
That's everyone.
That's true. Well, because some people would be like, I have too much integrity to make 45 instrumentals and 63 remixes.
That's true.
They're like,
yeah. I guess, yeah, when you talk about doing all the work that is required to get #1, I guess that does make sense.
I mean, even when they were, they made the English song, I was like, hustlers. That's a hustler, baby. I just want you to know. Because I was like, they knew that people were like, it's sad. It's a sad hustle because it's like, oh, it sucks that despite actually having really great songs that just happen to be in Korean, people were like kind of shutting them out or whatever. But they were like, all right, y'all say that we can't get #1 with this Korean song? Bet. Somebody call up Chad and Aiden and they can make this Dynamite song. And it went #1.
I didn't Aiden.
ST says, I think this is where Korea sort of has the right idea with trying to combat zombie hour streams or even determining if a song is actually popular based off demographics that span a lot of ages and genders. That's interesting. Like, I always think the Gallup poll is interesting to see like across ages who's listening to what, because first of all, there's nothing wrong with being like having like a demographic, whether that's 50 or like 10 or whatever. But I think it's interesting to see what songs actually span across like different generations of people versus what tends to be teen heavy versus what tends to be 50-year-old heavy, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it was interesting. I do think that Korea, you know, obviously the melon charts aren't perfect because, you know, people are angry about them all the time. But like, you know, I feel like it's cool that they were like, okay, we see that there's a problem and people are saying that there's a problem with our charts. Let's do something to make it the way that we want it to be. And I feel like that's sometimes Billboard really do be in limbo, because I feel like they know that people are going to be mad when they change stuff that makes it less manipulatively. But if you want to maintain your integrity, you should institute things.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to make sure I read. Leanne says, I mean, he didn't say anything wrong. I think that was in the reference to the first article. ST says, the thing is, Big Hit plays into it too. They had these listening parties on streaming sites for fans almost every day the first week, where every other song was better. The thing is, don't hate the player, hate the game, but also don't try to be oblivious. Don't try to be obtuse. Like, if you're really quick to, like, you know, like, oh, this person had ads, this person has a streaming party, but then when it's your fave doing it, you're like, I pretend not to see it. That's where I get annoyed.
Yeah.
The hypocrisy. The hypocrisy. Andy says, yeah, he makes some good points. It'd be cool to see him touch on other artists as well. That's how the system's broken. Yeah, I would love a history of broken, shady stuff that artists have done, so I could laugh. Raul says, out of everyone, I think BTS is the best example right now for stream number inflation. As big as the army is, only half or a third of the viewers are unique. And I feel like that's probably why the numbers weren't as big as they thought they were going to be. Like, they're probably just counting for like, oh, this person listened to this song on repeat 50 times, so why are we like, no.
Like, for Spotify?
Yeah, for Spotify. Because I think that's what they do for YouTube. If somebody's playing the same thing over and over again, they're like, okay, we can't count all of these.
Yeah.
Which I guess some people would argue, why not? But Ali says, Nikki, Beat Me Up Scotty is so good, but she gave 3 new songs and it was an album. I think it was a bit different. She did just throw on 3. I feel like she wanted to put Beat Me Up Scotty on Spotify, but she was like, okay, they're gonna choke me to death if I don't give them any new music, so let me bundle it with this song. Other artists should have been in the article for sure, like Justin Bieber's Yummy Situation should. Yeah, I'm surprised nobody's. That was hilarious.
I feel like it's beating a dead horse. It's like, we all know that was. He was like, we don't need to drag this man more than he already dragged himself. Like, no.
Everyone likes Peaches now, so they don't want to say anything. Like,
honestly, you know. Have you heard the Peaches remix?
With who?
There's like freaking. Who is it? There's Ludacris, Usher,
Luda, Usher,
and Snoop Dogg. I think, yeah.
So is this well, you know what? He's going the exact opposite. Instead of making them 30-second jingle songs, he's making a full-length album for one song.
You mean epic. I was like, oh my, like when I was listening to it, I was like, oh yeah, Usher, Ludacris. I mean, I guess that's for Baby. And then Snoop Dogg came in and I was like, oh, okay. Don't know where we're going with this. I don't know what reunion that is.
I want to listen to that. I wonder if record labels or streaming sites themselves are putting up a fight behind the scenes to not fix how streaming is calculated towards the Billboard charts. I'm sure of it. I'm sure whatever because I feel like Spotify loves the fact that they're like the girls when it comes to what's going to determine if you place on Billboard, since most people stream music. But the thing is, I think it's kind of hard because sales, I remember at one point, if you got on Billboard through majority streaming and not a lot of sales, people clowned you because it was like, oh, it's just fans like mass stream, like people, if nobody's buying the album. And it's so crazy how it's the exact opposite now. Like BTS are getting chastised because their fans are buying it, and instead of like, I mean, they have great streaming numbers too, but it's like, you know, Olivia's streams are insane. It's so crazy how the world evolves.
I also think it has to do with like the whole K-pop, like what is it, like culture of just like, I feel like CDs were really important in K-pop culture, so it's like now it's different for BTS because it's like, all right, you're bringing that over, so of course you're gonna have like more like a lot of CD sales because like they're doing more, like that's a whole thing that you guys do, so might be like a different thing in their case.
People are calling me out on my jopping slander.
I listened to that so much when I was driving home, like
Jopping?
When that first came out for some reason. Just because I used to love the put your hands in the air, let me see. I was, for some reason, that would like make me like, all right, yeah. And then like, do no 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 no.
It's a good song.
That was a good breakdown.
It was a good full song. Listen, I slander Jopping because I love it. It's slander out of love. Yeah. So I just noticed Dio in the corner above Jay. Yes, my favorite, my forever boy. And I did cover Schumann's face with the chat. However, let me move it.
Rude. I didn't even notice that. What the heck is that? Move it over Dio's face.
I can't because it wouldn't. There's more pink.
You should have put it next to Dio. You should put it in between our names.
Let me see how that looks. Well, the thing is, because it's a white background, it kind of looks like you kind of can't see a lot of what's being said. So unless we put it like right
then
here.
put it over Dio's head.
It doesn't fit. I don't. I can't.
I think it fits.
It's for some reason.
You gotta try first.
I think. Here, I'll put it in the middle of us. But then it will be very tiny. Hold on. I only see what 2 people are saying at a time. There we go. There. Even though that was perfect.
This whole time, you're just hiding his beauty. How dare.
Even though that was perfectly placed before, now it has to be tiny. Ximin looks good in that photo. He's giving jawline. 80-degree angle. I couldn't find a good one of but I want to start making my own transparents. I usually just look up transparent head. Like I'm like Ximin head transparent.
It's a weird thing to look up. And the fact that that's even something that's out there.
The EXO girlies, they know what we're here for. Okay. So I do wish there were more stores that sold K-pop albums outside of BTS, Blackpink, and Superham. It's a shock when I found them twice. Yeah, that's true. When you go to like Tarjay and stuff like that, it's literally just like them, maybe NCT sprinkled in. Like,
yeah.
But we be old heads out here. I feel like as an old head, I'm like, it's honestly still like has me shook to the core that I can just go to my like local Target and find a K-pop album.
Yeah,
like, that was unheard. I remember I actually have a vlog up on this channel of me going to New York. There's like this iconic there's like a Koreatown there, but then there's like the Koryo bookstore. I don't even know if that's still a name, and they sold K-pop albums. And I remember when I went there. You've been there? Probably, because I feel like it's such a staple for K-pop fans to go, because so many K-pop concerts that are on the West Coast take place in the Prudential Center, so it's like really close. So yeah,
it's also close to the train station in general.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah, it's next to the Empire State Building, right?
I have no idea.
Me either. Me pretending I'm a New Yorker.
I know how to walk there, and that is it. From the train station.
But I remember the first time going in there, I was like, wait, physical K-pop albums I can just touch. And they had everything. They literally had old stuff, news. It was expensive, but they had literally everything. And I was like, oh my gosh. But now it's just like, okay, I can go to Target. What's up? I mean, it doesn't have so many things, but it's crazy how things have changed, honestly. Is the Cry For Me English version gonna enter the Billboard charts tomorrow? I didn't even know that was a thing.
They have an English version?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm such a bad one.
Oh wait, I think I kind of remember this happening, because didn't it happen at the same time as the English version of the other one, where it's like what song is it?
Can't stop me.
Yeah, there we go.
Wait, was there like a streaming party for it? Because it seemed like it was released a while ago.
Oh wait, didn't they have a new song?
Yeah, but it doesn't come out.
That just came out. Shit, I totally forgot about that.
No, it comes out today. I mean tomorrow.
Is it today?
Maybe tonight.
Okay, there we go. They've had this premiere, I feel like, for 2 days.
Because they're like, they want the girls to
like,
they want
calm
the girls
down. I'm thinking it came out last night. I was
Me
like,
too.
oh my gosh.
I saw it and I was like, and then it was just like a premiere. I was confused. I have K-pop shops in my local area, but they only sell BTS and Blackpink merch. Ugh, they need to expand. We like other groups like Monsta X, Wonho.
Monsta X.
I have to go to Barnes & Nobles to attempt to find a variety versus a Target Walmart having a few select. Huh, I never thought of that. There's probably is some at Barnes & Nobles or Books A Million or something.
I haven't been to Barnes & Noble in like a while.
I just go for the manga.
That's what my mom used to drop me off and go shopping. And I would just be at Barnes & Noble just like reading manga, just sitting there.
Aww.
The other nerds, I guess.
Not nerds. Not dragging you and your
madness. Like literally I'd be there for hours because my mom would just be like, all right, I'm going shopping. Do you want to come with? And I'd be like, can you just drop me off at Barnes & Noble? When you're done, just pick me up.
I wonder if the employees are like, you better buy this. Like,
I think I bought like a couple, but like I feel like they were just like, there's too many of y'all just sitting here. Like, what are we gonna do?
We can't fight you all.
What are we gonna say?
Oh, it's on their album? Oh my god, Fake Once exposed. All right. Well, the thing is, I was being an XOL this summer, but should I be a Once?
That too.
That's true. Wait, what are you talking about? I watched the music video almost right when it came out.
After I said, yeah, did you watch that music video? And you were like, oh, that came out?
Don't expose me.
Oh.
No.
Just listen to the album.
That's true. I mean, it was 5 songs. I was surprised. I didn't know it was a mini album. So like when it just started, like I was like, oh, this song's good. What was it called? That's Just As Usual. And then like I looked and it was the last song. I was like, wait. What?
I don't remember the other songs. For sure.
Okay, I'm gonna be a Once. Well, it depends. When I hear the song, if it's better, then
I don't want to hear the. Is there a teaser for it?
I don't think there was any proper like audio teasers, but I think it does drop very soon though.
Yeah, it says something in the morning, 4:58, which is very odd a.m.
Oh gosh, we should have pulled an all-nighter.
You said that about EXO too. And I was like, that's not. No.
We could have did an EXO nighter.
No. I even thought to like maybe I should put an alarm to wake up, and I was like, no, this ain't it. Not tonight. I don't know what I did the day before, but I was just like, this is not the night. I'll wake up when I wake up.
Oh wait, Twice is having a comeback premiere. We have rivals. We have a rival stream.
With who?
Twice.
Oh, ew, get out of here.
How dare they encroach on our territory? Just kidding, guys. Okay.
They took all 83K of our freaking
exactly.
viewers.
I was wondering why it was so small today. Those greedy girls. Oh my god, they're looking so good. Me like literally watching their stream in the middle of my stream. Let me stop. I'm a fake Once confirmed, guys. Don't expose me. I'm trying to get my Once street cred up because honestly, I will always say I'm an OG Once because I was there during 16. I was there when, you know, their Like Who Ah was number 100 on Melon, flopping, and all the girls. I was there. Now you make it seem.
And then I left.
You were like, okay, that was cute. Anyway.
No, I left when the second song, what was it, Cheer Up? I was like, oh. Anyway.
How dare. But I was I was a Twice shooter, honestly. I was like, if Reveluvs, me and Jasmine were fighting for real. Because if Reveluvs tried it with my girls, it was over. All right.
Was there really ever a fight between them?
I think it depends on where you got your, like, what forums and places you went on. But I definitely think, especially when Twice started ascending, there was definitely some. I don't think it was that bad though between Red Velvet and Twice, but I definitely think it was like, Twice can't sing, Red Velvet can. Like there was a lot of that.
Oh yeah, that's so true.
Yeah,
I haven't been on forums in so long, so I'm not like
me either.
I feel like I've just forgotten what wars I was witnessing. You know,
witnessing. Yeah, I was gonna say.
I don't know.
You mean maybe. Front and center, a general in the army,
Red Velvet. Cream.
Has anyone checked out NCT's new release? I did, but I can't remember what it sounds like, and that's no shade.
I meant to look at it, but I was like, what is this? Give me Wavy. I miss Wavy, so I was just a little salty.
Have they not released a song this year?
I think they released a couple. I'm just being a super stan. They had a song, I think, called Gentleman. Was it Gentleman? Action Figure. I'm an action figure. Oh, that was a good song. But I need more songs. All right. I need a repack. I need
It's not enough.
Yeah. I just need them to be on a variety show. That's what I need. I know they do their little. Ooh, wait, what is this? Hold up. They actually did something yesterday. Hold on. So, you know what? Never mind. I'm going to listen to the NCT 127 song. Wavy's doing fine.
Oh. Fake Wavy stan exposed. Yeah, okay, yeah. The thing, the NCT song was like X Amoeba Culture, and I was like, what is this?
Yeah, I think that also threw me off. I was like, what is this? So then I was just like, I'll get to it. And when I get to it, and I have not gotten to it.
It will be listened to when it's listened to. Raul says Twice had an interview where they said the meaning of cheer up was to give energy and cheer you up. So cute. Honestly, I love music like that.
I don't know why that song's just like, it's, when I think back now, it's not that bad a song, but I think something about it threw me off. I guess because it wasn't like ooh ah. Where with ooh ah, like ooh ah, I was just like, I was so into that. That was like such a great song. But then Cheer Up to me was just like, oh, all right.
The slander.
I wasn't like, this is, I kind of was like, this is too much. This is too cutesy for me right now.
That's fair.
But
I definitely think like it's a acquired taste, if you can even say that. But like, yeah, if you don't like cute things, it's probably not going to be.
Yeah, it's just, it wasn't, I feel like I was just overreacting because I could.
I mean, I feel like that was the trend back in the day, right? Like anything Twice did, like it was like the fans had to act like it was the Return of Jesus Christ, and like then like everybody, because they were so, and I think that's like one of the downsides of being so popular is that like there can't ever be like a chill reaction to anything you do. Like even with BTS now, it's like I remember when Boy With Love came out, it was like people were like, this is like, I hate this so much. Lucifer himself was in the studio when this was being mixed. Like it was like so many like negative, and then like it was so funny because now that people are hearing Butter, they're like, damn, why can't they go back to bops like Boy With Love? And I'm like, you mean the Lucifer track? Like people are like praising it now, and it's just like, it's crazy how that happens. Like
that's so weird to just be like, to ever say Boy With Love, because I feel like Boy With Love, DNA, ever since DNA came out, all their title tracks are in the same realm of just like pop.
Yeah, I could say, I was gonna say Mic Drop, but I guess that wasn't was that after or before DNA? I can't remember.
I'm pretty sure it was before. I feel like after. That was like right before those Wings.
Oh, okay. Wait. Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah. Thoughts on Joy's remake album. I didn't even know it was a remake album. I thought it was an album, but I haven't listened to it yet.
Yeah. I thought it was an album until I didn't even know the whole album was a remake. I thought it was just that one song was. So that's very interesting if the whole thing's a remake.
I gotta listen to it.
It was a cute song.
Oh, you listened to it? The
music video was cute.
Yeah, I gotta listen to it. Good for her. That's interesting though that her first like solo venture is like a remake. But I guess that's like a safe choice because it's already like maybe beloved songs.
Yeah, and maybe she wanted to. Maybe that was like one of her. I don't even know. Maybe like her favorite album or something.
Yeah, that's cute. People do Google big questions a little bit. It was funny when somebody asked how to pronounce their names and Nyan tried to spell out Twice instead of the members' names. Wait, what were we talking about? Y'all be cutting up in here. I'm thinking, how is Be a Man, Be a Real got Treat Me Like a Bill Band is supposed to cheer me up. I remember they dragged them for that. They were like, that's so.
Wait, what?
The Be a Man, yeah, Be a Man, yeah.
Oh, now I remember why I didn't really like that song. That is it. It was that. Like, what is that? Where did that come from? And then Jiho was like, now I'm coming back with my high note, guys.
Yeah!
Like, it's too late. It's too late. You took me out of the song. You messed it up for me.
God, good times.
Now it's just like, it's a part of the song, so I don't really care anymore.
Good times for back in my Twice shooter days. What interview are y'all talking about? I want to watch. Lucifer makes me think of China. What?
Sorry. Have you listened to Hot Sauce by NCT Dream?
No. When did that come out? I need to do my listens, y'all. This is why we need to have
3 weeks ago?
3 weeks ago?
I'm going to take a guess.
I didn't listen.
Maybe a month ago? Oh yeah, 4 weeks ago.
Listen right now, but I'm not sure if I. Yeah, there's no way I can mute the desktop audio without muting you.
I don't know how I feel about this song.
You don't
I feel
like
like
it?
I listened to it once and I was just like, no.
Wait, what kind of song is it? Because I feel like Hot Sauce
But-
could go so many ways. It's a ha 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 ha.
Is that from something?
It's not choo 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 choo. It's not.
Choo 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 wink gum choo 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 choo. That song grew on me. It was just a cutesy song
Yeah.
for no reason. I guess there were 5, but like yeah.
No excuses. Wait, can you do the Lucifer dance?
No.
What? I'm sorry, that was
I
it.
don't know.
Wait. How's it go?
Something like that. Yeah.
Show and tell. Talent show.
I really want to learn the whole freaking beginning,
You should.
but so much movement.
It
It
is.
seems so precise. When I look at them, I'm like, I'm not like that. I look dumb.
Honestly, it's overwhelming. Like people who learn K-pop dances and stuff, that is kudos to you, because I'll like literally try to learn like half of like a chorus and I'll be like sweating on the ground, like sore, and it's just like
That's the good
how?
part.
It's good
an
exercise.
exercise.
Yeah, that's true. That's true, and that's true. It's crazy how Dream became 2 million sellers with Hot Sauce. Wait, what?
Really?
2 million in one album, or 2 million?
I need to listen to Hot Sauce again. I think I just like wrote it off.
Hot Sauce. Is it like a cutesy song? It's like Hot Sauce, baby.
No, they don't do cutesy anymore. Even though, when's the last time you heard a cute Dream song? Well, I guess
I'm not sure.
their last one before this one was kind of cute.
Which one
Not
was that?
even really. The one that was on the album, the whole NCT album, Resonance.
Okay, I think I remember that. Is it like?
It was kind of like it was. I don't remember what it's called.
It's like Hot Sauce. Well, let me just Hot Sauce, Apple Sauce. Do they just go through naming different sauces? Apple sauce. What's the one K-pop song that y'all could dance to if somebody asked you? Probably. Andy asked, "What's the one K-pop song that y'all could dance to if somebody asked you?"
I can do the one that I just said for twice, and I do not remember.
Cheer up. Oh, like ooh-ah.
No, where they're like, I don't know why. Every time I try and do the dance, I always end up singing "Physical" by Dua Lipa, and that is not.
Oh,
the
Can't
song.
Stop Me.
Yeah, I'm always like, every night I ride with you, and I'm like, that's not the song, but it almost kind of fits. Not really, but yeah, I can do that. I can do that dance.
I can't do full dances of anything, but I could probably do Tell
Oh yeah,
Me.
I can.
Yeah, I only learn like the chorus and maybe if I like a verse. I could probably do Tell Me by Wonder Girls and probably So Hot by Wonder Girls actually.
I can do the TT
Oh!
as well. I can do like half of TT.
Yeah. There's some that you learn because like you deliberately were like, I'm gonna learn this, and then there's just some that are just so catchy you learn through administration. Oh, you like are just like, okay, let's learn this today.
Yeah, I'm like, this looks nice. Like when I learned "What Is Love," I feel like that's what made me like that song, because I feel like I just like the that part where they're like, and they hit their foot and they're like,
Oh,
do you know that?
Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, ooh, I'm gonna learn that, so I'll do that today. That'll be my workout.
That's I had the same like idea when I tried to learn ASAP by Stacy. That ASAP, like, cause that part is so cute, but like then I like it was hard, and I was doing it. I wasn't looking at the mirrored version, and I was like, oh okay, this is wrong. I give up.
Oh, I guess like Signal was something that you just learn because it's just like super easy.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like the likey.
Oh yeah. Well, I feel like that takes a little effort to like make sure you're doing it right. But yeah, I feel like.
I think I taught myself that. I think it does take effort, I guess. I think I was watching that in the teaser. I think they did that in one of them. And I was like, ooh, I like that. So I just kept watching it until I learned it. I have too much time.
I mean, same, honestly. All right, before we forget, I wanted to make sure we do the last topic. Was Mr. Ravi got scalped by Reveluvs this evening. So it all started when on June 3rd, he released a song he released his new album, Roses, which included a song titled Red Velvet. And a lot of people were discomforted with the song because it had like lyrics that they felt were sexualizing Red Velvet, the group. So the chorus, there was a line, "I take a bite out of Red Velvet." And then there was like lyrics that the way that people, because people were saying, "Oh, get over yourself, Reveluv. He's just talking about Red Velvet, like the kind of, pastry or whatever." But he does make references to both Russian Roulette and Dum Dum. And he also does like some wordplay with the song. So as the resident Reveluv, what do we do? Are we throwing him in jail? Or what did you think when you heard about this?
I honestly was like, okay. Like, I just feel like there's so many songs that's sexual. I don't know. I guess it's not good to just think like, oh, well, he's a rapper. I guess that's what rappers do. They sexualize people for no reason. But like, I don't know. I was just like, okay, he's him doing something. As long as it's not like nasty. Like, I don't know. I was like, I don't really.
I'm guessing I
cared, but yeah.
Yeah, I'm guessing. Okay, sorry. There's another right up here. Okay, so it uses their name, Dum Dum, and it uses Suyang, which is Joy's real name, and Yeti in the song. Oh, okay. Yeah, I feel like that would be helpful. During the interview, Ravi was also asked if he was close to Red Velvet. Oh, wait. Earlier, Ravi explained... Is it Ravi or Ravi? It's Ravi, right? Explained...
I just say Ravi.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Ravi explained during an interview with Sports Today that the song Red Velvet is not about the girl group, but it is... Okay, so initially he said it's not about the girl group. He was referring to Cake. He said the song Red Velvet is about the cake. I wanted to express the sweet warmth using the topic of red velvet cake. He elaborated further. I wanted to put some fun aspects in the song, so I put in the lyrics Dum Dum. I thought to make it fun since the word red velvet directly. Okay, you know what? Am I standing for Ravi? No. But I will say that's kind of what I thought it was. I thought it was like it wasn't about like the Red Velvet members, but he was like, oh, here's Red Velvet, this really, really popular group. So obviously people are going to go there. Like, think about that when I say Red Velvet. So let me sprinkle like a little bit of your reference to them. Like, yeah. That's what I thought it was. Did you find the lyrics?
Yeah.
Also,
it doesn't seem that bad.
Uh-oh. Oh, wait.
It sounds like an innuendo. I don't know.
I mean, I can see how that's weird to use Red Velvet in your innuendo song, especially if you don't know them and they didn't like say, hey, put me in this song.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, he got dragged, so at this point,
you should have known. The Red Velvet stand. Oh, what are they called? Reveluvs will not stand for that.
Those are your cousins. You should know. During the
I can't even remember their names.
If we're EXO out, then those are cousins, I guess. But during the interview, Ravi was also asked if he's close to Red Velvet, to which he responded, no, I don't know them personally. Okay, so I think this makes more sense.
That's what he said. People were highlighting just like, I don't know them. I was like, oh, he thinks he's smart. Like, what even?
Oh, apparently he was in a music video with Yeti. And somebody was saying that he unfollowed Yeri when this popped off.
I'm sorry, that's funny.
He's like, wait, no, I said I didn't know them. Just kidding.
So I did it too late. Like, when did I start following Yeri?
I mean, he could have just kept it about cake, but he had to go include everyone's. Yeah, like, I could understand him wanting to do wordplay, but the thing is, you have to understand the context. You're talking about this female idol group in this sexual ass song. Yeah. None of them consented to do anything here. Joy covered Love on Top by Beyonce. Wait!
Who?
Joy. I want to listen to that. Dang, you guys are giving me so... If this was Twitch, I could, like, just hop on, but... It was just funny to see the quote and the photos side by side. Yeah, like, he could have gotten away with it, but the references were too close. Yeah. It just was unfortunate. Like, I feel like he didn't really think through how this would be perceived. And he was like, uh-oh, Red Velvet, dum, 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 dum.
I'm just surprised no one was like, I don't know.
Yes.
I don't know. You might want to not do that. You want to take those out.
Honestly. And I think Jamie, she was also in the song. So she's probably like, do I get my residuals or what? Like, what's going on here?
She's like, I was just there. I don't know. I didn't know. I don't know them. Who's Ravi? I don't know. Who's Ravi? Like, hold on. How did I get on here?
He's like, don't use that against me. But yeah, so he's in jail now. But I think, you know, VIX fans are trying to bail him out as we speak. They're starting a fundraiser. No. So yeah, Reveluv's threw him in jail. But in conclusion, you know, just
don't sexualize girls.
Don't sexualize anyone. Yeah. Don't speak. Don't make any more music. No, just kidding. I mean, he's in jail, so. But yeah, yeah. So that was it for the topics I had. Let's go into the best segment, the shoe minute.
I mean, I feel like we already went over the only
that's true.
So EXO came back and Schumann was in there and he sang lines. So,
Schumann released an album this week with some other EXO members.
I'm really hoping like Dio and him get their solo albums.
I'm ready.
Soon.
Solo albums and solo tour. Or he can just come to my house and sing. Whatever works for him. I don't want him to be too tired. But yeah, that would be great. I want to see them in concert again, but for some reason I have this feeling that they're never gonna do a world tour anymore.
Yeah.
No. Yeah, that's what I feel really sad about. Like a lot of the artists that used to stand back in the day that have kind of simmered down in terms of like crazy schedules and crazy, you know, promotions and stuff. And
oh yeah,
we're lucky if we get.
I used to love going on like, do you remember like what is it, FY?
Oh, F yeah. You know?
Yeah, and like I used to just be on the Schumann one. I remember when I first got into like EXO and just like Schumann being my favorite. I remember I went to the beginning of the Schumann Tumblr page and like this went forward, and every day at work I would like go a couple of pages and be like, oh my gosh, that's so cute, like oh my gosh, it's funny, like what is that, like, but now I'll never be able to do that.
Oh no.
Because it's kind of over. He might show up somewhere.
Well, no, it's your job to carry on the torch. You do FES Schumann, even though we update it every 5 years. It's fine. No. It's sad.
Good times though.
Did y'all hear?
Oh yeah, 2 p.m. is also wait, why are they coming back the same? Are they coming back the same day as Twice?
Are they? That'd be interesting.
Because they just said, oh no, it's not. Okay, I thought it said tonight. Are you ready for it tonight? I was about to be like, calm down. Like freaking JYP.
I'm excited. I want to hear them. I love Juno, and I think I feel like there's not a 2 p.m. song I hate. I can't really think of one. I was actually listening to some of their old albums when I was exercising the other day, and I was like, wow, bops, solid. Oh my god, I was explaining to my friend my friend, I was talking to him on the phone. Oh yeah, you guys know Break. I was talking to him, and he's like trying to get in more into K-pop, right? And so he was like, oh, like just tell me about like, well, first he was asking me if, because he's really into Blackpink, and he was like, yeah, I like their songs, but he already sees the problem that they have 4 songs, and so he's like, is there anyone like Blackpink?
Red Velvet.
You know, I should have said Red Velvet. I said 2NE1. I immediately told him listen to 2NE1 because a lot of people say, but I should have said Red Velvet too, because honestly, 2NE1 doesn't have that many songs either. Like, I feel like you could go through the discography pretty quickly. But yeah, and so he was just like, it snowballed into this whole thing about me like literally telling him the damn history of K-pop, and I was so happy because he just let me blab on. He was so interested. But one of the things that we somehow stumbled upon is how, because he knows who Jay Park is, right? And I was kind of explaining like the big 3, blah blah blah, and then I was like, actually Jay Park used to be under the big 3 because he used to be in this group called 2PM that JYP made. And so literally I explained the whole saga of Jay Park getting kicked out of Korea and MySpace, and Jay Park was the first person who was canceled for his old tweets, but it was a MySpace page.
That's so true. Wow.
Trailblazer. No, let me stop. But yeah.
Trailblazing.
Paved the way. Paved the way.
Whoa.
And he still gets canceled today on Twitter every other week. So quite frankly, he's consistent. No. But I'm interested in, Toy was a beautiful thing. It's very simple.
Oh my gosh. That song. I feel like I found that late and was just like listening to it like every day though. Like I think in like 2014, I feel like it was.
It's so good.
And I just kept listening to it. Like I would just be like, I would like try and do the dance on the chair.
Break your ankles, fall up. No! Juno, save me!
Your neighbor's like, what the heck? Are you okay now? Should we call an ambulance?
They're like, no, close the door. Please. Don't look at me. But yeah. Andy says Break coming to the dark side. Honestly, he's so genuinely like into it. I'm impressed like how he like, you know, listen to stuff on his own and stuff. Like I don't feel like I'm forcing it down his throat, because I'm always self-conscious about that. Like I'm like, I could go on talking about K-pop for literally 3 hours. If you feel like it's enough, please tell me. Please tap out, because I'm not trying to kill you.
That's like a Carlos too. Well, I don't know if he would listen, but you remember like our friend Carlos? Mm-hmm. We showed him, what's it called?
Was it Red Velvet? Bad Boy?
Yeah, I think it was Bad Boy. Mm-hmm. And like after that, he was listening to it all the time. Then he was listening to other groups on his own.
Bless his heart.
Which is like, that's cool.
Yeah, I love that. I love when people are really respectful with it too. They're just like,
oh, my dad the other day was like, so what's this BTS thing? And I was like, you know.
Baby steps.
And he's like, do you like their music? And I was like, I mean, I prefer their older music. So I was like, so that's what I like. And he's like, oh, what did they used to sound like? And I was like, I played him Dope. And he was like, oh, okay. And then he was like, what's that other group that you actually liked? And I was like, oh, EXO. And he's like, what's the difference between them? And I was like, I feel like EXO is more of a vocal group. And he's like, play me in one of those songs. And I was like, okay, all right. Yeah, awesome. Yeah, I feel like my dad would actually listen to EXO. Like if I actually played it for him. My mom, she would, but then she would, I don't know.
She'd be like, that's cute, goodbye.
You're like, no.
Well, I feel like, and no shade, actually this is not, and I don't know why I said that, but EXO really do be singing. So like if you give a song where they're really singing down and it's like a good like song, I feel like you could hook a lot of people if that's what they like just singing people. Yeah. Like I remember so many people like Bad Boy because not only was it catchy, but they'd be singing on that song. Like so it's like, how can you deny? But yeah. Outsiders watching me stand on a stool while dancing to Rolling. Are you possessed?
Are you possessed?
Jesus Christ.
Oh gosh.
Shout
out. That's why you draw the curtains.
Right. You draw the
curtains. Let anyone see.
Put the stool in your closet, lock, turn on the lights. um, can we talk about why J-Rock was canceled this week? Was he canceled this week? Wasn't it last week? Because I know he got called out. He got called out because he made, I don't know if this was last week or this week or whatever, or whichever have you, but he got called out because I believe he was on like some remix to the song, and in it he mentioned Allah. Like he said, like, worship me like Allah, and obviously that's like, you know, off limits, shouldn't be doing that. So he got dragged, and he was like, sorry. And then it kind of ended because he wanted to rhyme Allah with voila. What he meant to say was voila, I believe, but it was written voila, like with WALL. I don't know what that young man gets up to, quite frankly. Yeah, so he got dragged there. He got called. I shouldn't say dragged. He got called out because people are like, "What's going on?" The Jay song was released a year ago, and he redid the lyrics apparently. Oh, wow! I did not know that. I thought it was a recent song. I thought it was that mukbang song.
Jack? I actually did introduce my mom to Wolf before anything, and I think it was when I was in my really big delusion, like, you know, when you just like start getting and you're just like, all right, because I feel like I listened to Wolf a while, like before that, and was like, this is trash. But then I was like, I love EXO now, so I love everything that's happening right now. So I was like, my mom was like, what are you listening to? And I was like, this. And I was like, oh,
sarang hey yo.
I feel like as I was watching it with her, I was realizing the mistake I had made. And I was like, I'm too far in. I have to keep going.
I need to pretend I like this so she doesn't realize this is crud.
Freaking Kai coming out there was like, ugh, I'm so it's like, okay, calm down. Your freaking braids. Why did I do this?
Oh my god.
Should have thrown myself out a window right there, and then I don't know.
You're like, no. Yeah, that song is like fun to dwell on as like, you know, oh, remember when we pretended that this was a good song. Although that was their first win, wasn't it? So
I think so.
You're in good company.
Listen to that song too much, though. I think it's like also like, you know, like how you pointed out, like if a song has like a dance or something, like it's easier to get into. And I feel like Wolf had a very interesting dance. Like where it was a lot, no, like the tree thing, like the whole beginning part, that was like really cool. Like, and it just made, I don't know, it immersed you into like, oh yeah, you guys are wolves, yeah, whatever, cool. Like, I'm into this, I guess. I'm doing something. I mean, it kind of took you out when you like saw this fashion, but like when you looked at the dance itself, it was very theatrical.
That's true. They do. I love that they and I also think just adding this 17 also put use to the fact that they have 30 people a pop in their groups. Like, it's nice. Sarang hey yo. Wait,
I still remember like what was it, an EXO Showtime when they were in I think it was the last episode, and they all had to get the same answer or come up with the same answer. And like they're like, what's the point dance to like Wolf? Like, what would you consider it? And majority of people were like, yeah, this. They're like, Wolf. And then like you see like Chen just like la 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 la. Like he's like the tree part, the tree. And it's like, sir, what? Like you got like really? The tree? No. I get it. Cool concept, but like no.
Cool, but never do it again. Oh wait, are there picture teasers? I see that there's a video teaser. You know what? They're looking good. Juno kind of looks like Lay in this picture.
That means
I don't know if I can see. I mean, there are no. Well, okay, so we open on a Nick Kun.
I wonder what kind of must.
Yo, Nick Kun still looks like he's like 23. How is that possible? So Nick Kun brushing his teeth with his chesticles hanging out. So I'm trying to explain it so I don't show it because I don't want. We have Mr. Juno himself at a car wash.
Ooh. Ooh, what? Why? Okay, that seems kind of. You shouldn't be doing that. He like sprayed himself. That didn't make any sense.
Wait, I'm like, let me not. I'm dramatic. He's like sucking on a Jolly Rancher. So I'm like, they said we're out here. It's funny because this is typically when you would see this, it's like a girl in a bikini washing the car, but it's like him in a dress shirt being equally as
and even
hot.
then, still like that's still like why is this happening?
He did spray himself. We have Jun K in glasses, on a robe, on the bed, in a high-rise apartment I wish I lived in. We have Taecyeon pretending to work, like Americans have been doing for the past. No, let me stop. Doing stay-at-home. He's doing stay-at-home work. All right. We have Wooyoung with some wine in a very, very fancy negligee. I'm just kidding. He's wearing like a gold satin shirt, dark satin shirt, on a chinchilla couch. And then finally we have Changsung in a 1980s car, smoking.
Is he smoking a cigarette? Because it kind of looked like he was smoking a match.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
It looked very skinny.
Skinny legend, skinny cigarette. And now everything's malfunctioning. Jun K, one thing he's gonna do is show you the jawline. He said, "This is sharp. You're gonna see this." The hottest.
Is it weird that I've always thought that Taecyeon and Jin Young from GOT7 just look the same to me? Like,
I can see that.
If Taecyeon said I'm his older brother, I would have been like,
I can definitely see that. It. I think it's like in the eyes somehow. I don't know.
Yeah, like something. And like when they were, because I love Dream High, and I was like, Taecyeon was in that, and I was like, ooh, okay. And then Dream High 2 came out, and I was like,
oh yeah,
ooh,
JJ Project.
This guy looks like a little Taecyeon. I was like, I'm about to get into that. Also, I think that was around the same time as JJ Project came out, so I already kind of knew who he was and was like, oh, I like this group.
Do you remember the JJ Project song?
Bounce?
Yeah. Bounce.
I used to love that.
Shake it for me.
It was so great. And then their album after that, years later, great.
They're like, oh, I know you've been waiting, stands 12 years ago. That was a cute. The microphone and so Jazz, did you have anything else you wanted to talk about on this here podcast today?
Dream EXO's album. And
honestly,
that is it.
Please, I've been begging SM to discount it and make some remixes because we're trying to go to the top, baby. We need to,
because they've done that kind of too. They've had these remixes that I'm just like, please no, like, you shouldn't be doing this. Keep it.
I'll remix it. I'll remix one myself if I have to. I need to I don't know. I want to be like a hype fan. I want to go back to my stand-up days. I'll just stand once. I mean, not once. I'll just be a once this time. I don't know. We'll see which one's funner this summer. But it's.
I will say that I do commend SM for like their remixes, because like, and the fact that they use, because they have their own DJ people underneath their label, so they make them do the remixes. So it's like at least they're giving them promo. So it's like, I guess we're doing something. Yeah. But please don't. Unless like, just give me one and pick the best one.
Yeah.
I need.
I hate when it's like a bunch of like EDM remixes that just sound like slightly different. It's like, I didn't need that. Yeah. You wasted your money here. I'm sorry for to say. But yeah, I agree. Stream EXO, whatever Twice is coming out, or the music video that Twice is coming out with. Alcohol free.
Yeah.
In like 5 hours, you need to stream that too. Quite frankly, we gotta beat that 24-hour record. You remember?
What is that gonna even be about?
Don't drink alcohol. Stay in school.
Like, it's just like a PSA to
practice abstinence. Alcohol. Yes. Our girls Twice said, "Be safe." Yes, queens.
This seems like a weird concept.
Maybe it's like,
alcohol free.
I'm getting drunk off of you, although it's alcohol free. I love you, baby.
I guess it's kind of like a sugar free type thing. Like, I feel like people have made songs about that.
Yeah, so I'm really, really excited for that. I just want good. And then we still even have the Brave Girls comeback, which I feel like is going to be big. Like, there's a lot.
Oh, yeah.
There's a lot. Honestly, like, I don't know if, like, this is what the girls are talking about on the TL or anything, but I'm surprised there's not more fanfare around the fact that so many big groups are coming back at the same time. I mean, BTS came back.
That's true.
BTS just came back with Cream Cheese. EXO just came back with Don't Fight the Feelings, and now we have Twice with
I Can't Stop the Feeling just to keep up the said sugar free for Twice.
Twice is coming back with sugar free. Twice is coming back with keto friendly. Like, what is going on? Like, what is happening? Like, so many people. And like, I feel like it's not like the fact that this is about to be literally a battle royale. Maybe because people think that BTS is just gonna end up on top, so it's not really a battle. But it's exciting to see. Like, I don't know, are people going back on award shows like that anymore?
I don't know. It'd also be like, because I feel like BTS is marketing towards
more global. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, and then EXO is just like, I'm here to celebrate 10 years.
Oh my god, how
thank you. 10 years? And that is all.
Actually, I always get confused because I'm like, did EXO debut in 2011 or 2012?
Yeah, it's confusing. I think they started their like teasers in 2011.
Stop, not year-long teasers.
Remember they had like 15 teasers.
Kai alone had 46 teasers.
So confused because I was like, I think I was not really into K-pop like that hard, but like I was following SM for some reason, and I was just like, what is this? This looks cool. But then it kept going, and I was like, all right, how many? I'll just come back when I'm ready. And it took me like 2 years to come back. And then I was like, I'm an XOL.
And we still are today. What a beautiful story.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't think I have anything. I hear LeBom's making a comeback, though I'm still shocked Journey to Atlantis hasn't skyrocketed Brave Girls. It's been doing well, though, right? I heard that it's like coming back. Like it's like
Journey to Atlantis?
Yeah, does anyone know like the lore about why it started blowing up again? Because I actually wasn't in tune.
What is that?
I didn't know.
Journey to
Jay is Twice secret lyricist.
For a second, I thought this was a Shiny song because don't they have a song called Atlantis?
I don't know
that they just released. It was like their repack. So don't call me. Yeah.
My computer's so hot. Maybe, I don't know.
Journey to Atlantis, 4K on ride, SeaWorld Orlando. Is this what was
goodbye? I was like, wait, is that like a 4K Inkigayo video?
Oh, the Isley Brothers is what we're talking about. Voyage to Atlantis? Hold on. They're the ones that did Twist and Shout, right? I don't really.
Oh, wait. Okay, Twice just ended their live stream, so we're going to have a lot of people flooding in. Oh, wait, no, not yet.
They might go to Valkyrie's stream. You never know.
You know what? No, you're coming to my stream, Twice stands. I think similar to Brave Girls, an edited stage. Okay. Huh.
This was 5 years. LeBom is that old?
Oh, yeah, they've been around for a while. Oh, my God. Yeah. Honestly, I never know how I feel about groups that haven't hit big and been around for a while, because I think it's awesome that they didn't maybe their company didn't let their lack of hitting it big. Like, they weren't like, okay, bye. Like, y'all are just effective immediately. But it's also like, damn, hit big.
I wish more companies would do that, because I feel like it sucks when you're a fan of those small, not like the smaller groups, and then they just disappear.
Yeah, that's always so sad. I remember when the ARC disbanded, everyone was like, I don't even have words. They were just really sad.
They're like, how dare you let go of these beautiful singers?
I think it's because people started going back and listening to second gen groups. People are like, no,
they're second gen?
I think they're third gen.
Oh.
Yeah.
I was kind of like, I didn't know they were that old. Wait, when did this happen?
But I think maybe it's like they're giving the vibe of second gen groups, because I feel like that's like, I remember when Momoland got big with Boom Boom, I Want You in My Room. Boom Boom Pow. Yeah, when they penned that hit.
Oh yeah, Boom Boom. I forgot about Boom.
No. Boom Boom Pow. They penned the hits for Black Eyed Peas.
How did Boom Boom go?
It goes Boom Boom Pow. What? It went.
I know that song. That is a hit of 2009 because you're so 2000 and late.
I'm
so 3008.
Yes,
I was those lines. Awesome.
That was actually really good.
Iconic.
Congratulations, Fergie, for that line.
But what has Boom Boom actually go though?
Actually, funny enough, I went to a game board cafe a couple days ago, and they only played K-pop music, which, yeah, more places should be like that. And they were playing the hits. They like played literally Blackpink's whole discography, which only took like 5 minutes, to be fair. But then they moved over to
that was one song, and then they moved up.
Then they moved over to like some oldie hits, and they started playing and it was so funny because the people in the place also knew K-pop. So like for the people who knew K-pop, every time something like had like a very like recognizable dance came on, you would just see shoulders start moving in each corner of the room because people would just start doing it. It was very funny.
That's funny.
It's frustrating because I feel like the Bums Company are doing the exact opposite of Brave Girl Entertainment is doing, not taking advantage of it at all. Dang. Honestly, I think that's true because I remember hearing about this song kind of blowing up early when Brave Girls songs started blowing up, because people are like, oh, the two songs that are like resurfacing, or like, oh, they're getting the Brave Girls treatment. And like, I feel like since then, Brave Girls has been on every single variety show in history. They literally were on Stephen Colbert. Actually not. No, I'm kidding. I realized that's not.
I was gonna say, really?
I realized that doesn't sound as outrageous anymore, because literally that's what happens these days.
I was about to look that up. I was like, Google, hold on, is this right?
But yeah, I should have been like, they were literally at the French Open or something like that. I'm workshopping a joke. Don't worry, I'll get there. But yeah, they've been everywhere. But I feel like, yeah, what is the Le Bums Company doing to make sure this like becomes a thing?
I didn't even notice this was popular or getting popular like the other song.
I think the
Brave Girl thing.
Yeah, I feel like maybe the trajectory wasn't as big, but like again, like I feel like it was around the same time when it was like, oh, this is two things that are happening, but one, you know, now Brave Girls has like literally 2 songs in like the top 10 of Melon, I think. Wow, unfortunately. I mean, it's doing good. I just hope they don't squander an opportunity. I will not take this BB slander. All right, I think we can wrap up here. This was really fun, guys. I feel like we haven't done this in such a long time, but again, thank you for
it feels like years.
Yeah, I know. The last time we did one was like, but the thing is, it's not that long, because the last time we did this was late May, so it was only like 2 or 3 weeks ago last time we did it. But yeah, it does seem like forever.
Yeah.
But thank you guys for coming through. Thank you guys so much for, like, you know, sticking around. You know, I had a complete streaming hiatus last week, so but I think that was helpful because I was able to upgrade my stream. I really hope the audio sounds better because I'm using a whole new mic, and it took me a while to set up this stuff. This is not a new mic. I've had this mic, but it clicked to me like a couple weeks ago that I was like, oh, I could use this to stream, because my Yeti mic, the other one I had, it's actually like a common one that people stream with, but I actually got mine like in 2013, if not 12. Like, it's very old. So like I feel like it was just having some problems here and there, and so I was like, I need to upgrade. I also got, oh, it's not even on, so it's less impressive. This baby, I got a Stream Deck, which is just for, honestly, it's not that impressive unless you also stream, but I'm excited to use it. It should be.
Yeah, I was gonna be like, I don't know what that means.
And you know what? Let me throw this away. But yeah, I also got a Nintendo Switch. No, I'm just kidding. I had this. Actually, this is not even mine. But yeah. So, any last words, Jasmine, before I kill you?
Nah. Let's do it.
All right. Guys, say bye to Jasmine forever, and I will see you guys next time. Obligatory YG go to jail. Andy, bye. Bye, everyone. Have a nice day. I love how we just jail, like, no matter what.